All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Experts Empire Weekend. I am Lawrence Watkins. I am one of the co-instructors of Black Experts Empire, also the president and chief operating officer of the Black Business School as well. We're very, very excited to have all of you guys coming in. What's going on, Adrian? Hey, Ashley. Hey, Denise. Hey, Elizabeth. Hey, Jay. Hey, Carice, Kelvin, Miriam, Nancy. We have so many people coming up in here. I absolutely love it. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. So before we get started, because we want to jump right in, because that's how strongly we feel about this subject. Many of you guys have all this knowledge and this expertise and this experience in your brains, and you are dying to learn how to get it out. And that's what the purpose of this weekend is. But before we get started, just in chat, please tell me where you guys are coming in from. And I assume you guys can hear me. So if you answer that question, I guess everyone can hear me. So where's everyone coming in from tonight? All right, Damien's Vegas.
Oh,
Jersey,
you know what? Let's get them to change their settings too, L-Dub.
That's right. Yep. So Baltimore, Philly, Texas. All right, ATL.
So with everybody that's typing in the chat, change your settings. Some of y'all are typing to only panelists. Change it to all panelists and attendees.
That's right. So we like to have the community type of atmosphere in here. So please change your settings to all panelists and attendees, because we want the rest of the group to be able to see what you type throughout tonight's presentation, instead of just me, Al, and Dr. Watkins as well. The next question that I have for you guys is, I know, thanks for those who filled out the survey that I sent out a little earlier today. Those questions or those answers were very helpful to us. But tell us what you're looking, the number one thing, that you're looking to get out of this weekend. So what's that number one thing that you're looking to leave away with by the time we finish up on Sunday?
We got people from everywhere up in here too. Somebody,
yes,
Elizabeth
right.
said how to launch.
How to launch, building a stronger network, New Jersey. All right. Knowledge and action plan, California. Okay, cool. How to market my small business. All right, financial stability. Wonderful. That's great to hear. So just one quick housekeeping item in addition is, when we get started, if you have any questions that you would like for us to answer at the end of the presentation tonight, please put those questions in the Q&A portion of Zoom and not the chat, because the chat moves way too quickly for us to ever really see everything and really understand and get your questions documented and recorded. Also, we're going to do our best to answer as many questions as possible. But it is very, 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 very difficult for us to get through all of the questions, because we might have 200 questions in chat or in Q&A, and there's no way we can get through all of those questions. But we try to pick the questions that were asked the most often, and the ones that we deem to be very, very important for tonight's webinar. So if we do not get to your question, I apologize in advance, but we try to answer as many great questions that we think the entire audience will benefit from as well. So Cheryl asked, is this a private chat? So we will ask you to change your settings to all panelists and attendees, away from just all panelists, so that the entire community can see. If you just want to talk to me and Al and Dr. Watkins, you can change the setting back to all panelists only. All right, well, let's jump in. Enough of me talking about stuff that you guys did not come to really hear about tonight. You guys came to hear about how to start your expert empire. And, the best person to talk about that is, of course, Al, who's our main presenter for tonight, but then also my older brother and business partner, Dr. Boyce Watkins, who many of you guys know and see on YouTube and other outlets every single day. And I'm going to pass the mic over to him to really just set some context and set the stage, I guess, for the next 3 days. So, Boyce, I'm passing the baton over to you.
Okay, all right. Well, first of all, I want to say hello to everybody. That it's awesome to be here. It's an honor to to engage all of you. And it's super cool to get to do really great things in the Black community as a Black man. It's an honor. It's so awesome to get respect and support from the community. It's awesome to be a part of history. Right now, I just want y'all to really understand that when you're building a Black business, you're making Black history. When you're building a Black business, you're doing something that's going to be legendary. When the children and grandchildren, great grandchildren grow up. If you're building a Black business, you are a pioneer. You're like what Lewis and Clark were to white people. You are the George Washingtons of your community. You are the conquerors. You are the people that are going to get it done and make it happen and clear pathways and open up possibilities that people didn't even think were possible. A lot of you, in fact, at least a couple of you that are in here right now that are coming in for Expert Empire Weekend right now, a couple of you are literally in the foundational stage of a multi-billion-dollar company. There's many, many people that are billionaires, multi-millionaires, things like that. There's thousands and thousands of millionaires all around the world. And many of those people, when they first got started, when they first started building their little business, their little raggedy business, where you just write your name on a little piece of paper and stapling it to the wall. A lot of those people started off with something that they never dreamed would become what it is now. In fact, I don't know if you've seen the documentary about Amazon.com. When Amazon first started, Jeff Bezos, when he first started, it was nothing. I mean, literally, he had this little janky little office, and it was really fascinating to see this guy with all this energy talking about what he was planning to do with this company. And in fact, actually, I'm trying to see if I can even share my screen because I'd like for you guys to actually see some of this. Let me see if I can share it right quick. Here we go. Check that out, right? So this is Bezos over here on the right. Look at that. I mean, when I talk about raggedy writing your name on the wall of the business, like that's what he literally did. He spray painted Amazon on the wall of the business. And now Jeff Bezos is the richest human being on the planet. You can see him right here. He's enthusiastically holding up. Now he's finally he was able to afford a sign that actually had real print on it, right? So, when I really talk to you guys about that, about believing in what you have to believe in what you have. Your business is your baby. You gave birth to that sucker. You are the one that's going to be responsible for loving that little ugly baby, even when nobody else does. You don't want to put it up for adoption because you don't know what you gave birth to. And I just want to encourage you to feed that child well, nurture that child, take care of that child, and love that child. And then it might grow into something amazing and strong. And it's going to have a lot to do with the quality of the parenting. Right? Raising a great child comes down to the quality of the parents. So what we want to do is give you some tools that will help you to become great parents. Right? That's what Expert Empire Weekend is all about. Is we want to help you become great parents and to nurture and to feed and to take care of your business and to grow it and to protect it and make it into something great. So let me just tell you a little bit about what this is all about in terms of Expert Empire Week. Expert Empire Weekend is all about talking about monetizing your worth. Does anybody in here, raise your hand, say something in the chat if you are good at something, if you have gotten some training or something. Anybody go to college? Anybody go to trade school? Anybody got some skills that they think other people can use? Has anybody ever gone through it where somebody will call you on the phone and say, hey, I want to pick your brain real quick? And next thing you know, they done picked everything out for free, right? Or they talk. I go through it all the time where people say, "Hey, doc, can I take you to lunch so I can pick your brain?" And I used to get that a lot, Al. I'm sure you got those, right? Where somebody's thinking they could get $10,000 worth of advice for a cheeseburger, right? And so I go through that all the time. I still do. And it took me some time. I mean, in the beginning, I had that issue where because I had my PhD and because I just I knew things that I thought everybody knew, I didn't see my worth, and a lot of you in here may not see your worth. I did not see my worth. And I would have people that would pick my brain and I didn't know that they were picking, they were picking diamonds and picking gold right out of the soil, and if you don't know what you've got, then you're going to end up having people extract your value. That's what's happening to the entire Black community. The whole Black community is having its value extracted because the Black community in general does not know our worth. We don't know the worth of our 1.3 trillion in spending every single year. We don't know the worth of the massive amount of expertise that we're putting into growing businesses for other communities. We don't know our worth of all the labor that we're putting in to other people's institutions and businesses. So really all of this is not just a, Expert Empire Weekend is partly about business and the X's and O's of business, but it's really a spiritual exercise. It must begin with a spiritual journey where you commit to knowing your worth. And so if you are committed to figuring out a way to know your worth and helping us or allowing us to help you get to that point, then just say yes. Yes, I want to know my worth. And I'll tell you a quick story about that. And then I'm going to actually pass the ball to my buddy Al. I love Al Duncan, by the way. I want to make it 100% abundantly clear. I have so much respect for him because he carries I would just tell you like this. You never, one rule of business is don't go into business with assholes. And Al is whatever an asshole is, Al is the opposite of that. And I love this brother. He and Lamar Tyler actually stand out as far as two guys that I really got great energy from the very beginning. I've known Al for we've known each other for about 12, 13 years now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, and it's just a great experience. And I want to make sure I mention that. So let me just kind of tell you, I remember one of the biggest problems I had when I first started working on, the things that I do is, I remember that I wanted to help the community as much as possible. And I wanted to create a business that was a Black business. That wasn't just a Black business, but I wanted Black teammates. I wanted Black partners. I wanted Black customers. I wanted to serve a Black issue. I wanted to serve a Black cause. I just wanted to be black, bliggity black all the time. I just like Black people like that. I like being Black every day of the week and twice on Sundays. And that was my thing. And one of the biggest myths that I had bought into originally that I found to be untrue is I thought that serving my community meant taking a vow of poverty, right? I thought that, now you know what I'm talking about. When they tell you that if you care about Black people, then you're supposed to die broke. You're supposed to stay broke all the time. And and if you charge any money for anything that involves Black people, then that makes you a bad person. That makes you a crook, right? Give me a yes or no if anybody in the chat has ever gone through that. Has anybody ever gone through a situation where you have been told that because you're serving Black people, that means that everything has to be free, that, if you charge a nickel, that makes you a scammer, there's no excuse for you to ever charge Black people any money because Black people are financially disabled, that Black people cannot afford anything, right? That all those Gucci purses that you see in the hood, all those Air Jordans you see people buying, the way people go and they buy a ticket to go see the Black Panther when that comes out, that ain't your money. You don't have a right to that money. The white man has a right to get that money, but not you, right? Because seriously, I mean, that's what it really is, right? We drop that 1.3 trillion on other communities on a regular basis like it's nothing. But then when a Black business owner comes along and says, hey, I appreciate the fact that you offered to buy me a cheeseburger to pick my brain, but I'm a consultant and my consulting fee is $300 an hour. Now I'll give you a break. I'll charge you $200 an hour. I'll charge you $150 an hour. But I can't let you disrespect my Black business by offering me nothing, right? So I went through that process where in the beginning, I just thought, if you care about Black people, you ain't supposed to ever charge no money for nothing. And that if you charge money, that's a bad thing. I had a very hard time asking people for money because I thought that asking for money was going to undermine and disrupt the authenticity of what I was doing with my community. And it was tough. I mean, it was a soul searching process and you still go through it. And so what happened was I had a conversation with Lamar Tyler actually about this, who helped me really kind of see things in a different way. One of the things that I realized, not just from talking to him, but also just my own processing, was first of all, I had a team. I had people that were helping me do things. And I realized that if I never, ever offer anything in exchange for my services, if I never ask people for anything, if I'm always giving, then eventually everything I'm doing is going to die. It's going to all die because I'm going to have to stop doing what I'm doing so I can go work for the man to pay my rent and pay my bills, right? So that's the first thing I realized. And the second thing I realized is I said, wait, hold on. Black folks know, like, if anything, like, you can say all kinds of things about me if you want to, but one thing you can't say is that I have not been consistent when it comes to offering tremendous amounts of value to the community. Like, that's something that I do very well. That's something that a lot of you do. A lot of you add value to your circle, to your space. You give to a lot of people. And I said, once you've given and you're okay with what you've given, it's okay to ask for something back. It's okay to ask people to invest in you the same way they'll invest in a pair of Jordans, the same way they'll invest in some movie tickets, the same way they invest in tickets when Beyonce comes to town, right? It's okay to ask that. And so what I started doing was I figured out a process where I could still work with the community and still be considerate of where people's budgets are and where they are financially, but at the same time, not shortchange the people around me by just acting like I'm supposed to have a vow of poverty. Because again, all the people that are getting rich off the Black community, they're not taking a vow of poverty. Look at where we spend all of our money. And think about this. We spend so much money on people that do not like Black folks, that hate our guts, that it kind of makes us look silly. So as a community, we don't know our worth. And also our Black businesses die because they can't get their worth from their own people. They will sit there, the Black business will sit there and watch potential customers go and give money right away to the white man, and then no disrespect to the white. I don't want to make this a racial thing, but then get mad when the Black business owner says, hey, that my service does have a fee attached to it. So what I eventually learned was that you can get your value, you can get people to invest in you and invest in themselves and love Black people at the same time, right? That charging a fair price for a quality product is not robbery. That is a good opportunity. In fact, actually, every time somebody challenges you and says, no, you like Black folks. If you love Black folks, it's supposed to be for free, or you're supposed to help me for free, or you don't care about me, you're supposed to help me for free. Then just ask the person, say, okay, do you have any money in your pocket at all? Have you spent any money anywhere this week? And they're going to probably say yes. And then you could just say, well, if you're spending money over here and over here and over here, and I'm offering you value that's going to change your life, I'm offering you something that's going to help you in some meaningful way, then why can't I get at least one fraction of the love, the economic love that you're giving to other people? So this is not just an X's and O's type situation. This is not just a training that we're doing this weekend. This is a spiritual journey where you've got to learn your worth, and then also you teach your worth. You got to teach other folks, like, look, I thank you. I appreciate the fact that you're offering to take me, out to Applebee's to get $1,000 worth of consulting, but we're going to have to meet in my office on Monday and have the conversation that way. And here's the contract, by the way. Or you could say, you know what, I can talk to you for free for 20 minutes. But after that, there is a fee for my service, and people will understand that. Again, so if you love Black people, I'm going to hand it over to Al. And everybody who's watching online right now, you can come into this training. This is going to happen all weekend. You can go to Expert Empire. Was it expertempirewebinar.com? Is that the URL?
That's it. Yep.
Expertempirewebinar.com. That's expertempirewebinar.com. I'm going to shut off the live stream so you guys can come into expertempirewebinar.com. It's totally free. We're here all weekend. So go to expertempirewebinar.com and join us. And also, as you learn your worth, I encourage you to learn your worth, protect your worth, and teach your worth. And then what will happen is you'll form a better, more reciprocal, more symbiotic relationship with the community, where you're not dying or economically and otherwise because you're giving everything and nobody's giving back to you. People should give back to you. If they care about you, they're going to give back to you. And I know most of you love your community because that's why you're here. So if you love Black people the way I do, raise your hand. Say I. Say I love. If you love your community, say I. Everybody who loves Black folks, say I. Because I believe that that's what brings us together is love. But love has to be reciprocal. You cannot have a relationship where you're doing all the giving and somebody else is doing all the taking, because that is not a relationship. That is called abuse. So as Black business owners, I want you to show love and I want you to form a healthy relationship with the Black consumer, but I do not want you to abuse anybody, and I don't want nobody abusing you. So everybody who's watching outside, go to expertempirewebinar.com to join us, and I'm going to hand it over to Al Duncan. Thank you, brother, for letting me give this little conversation. I appreciate that.
Man, we always sucking it all up. We're sopping it up like gravy, like biscuits, man. Whenever you start talking, you speaking the truth for sure. And I agree with you, man, especially about knowing your worth. And we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. So I appreciate you, talking to us. I appreciate you being a trailblazer that you are. You know what I'm saying? And being a warrior, man, an intellectual warrior that's not afraid to be on the front lines for his folks, man. That doesn't, you know, everybody can't say that. Everybody cannot claim that title, man. So that's real talk. We appreciate that. Definitely. All right. So listen, everybody, let me give you all a few housekeeping things first. A lot of you all are sharing great comments in the chat. Now, I'm assuming that you want other people to see your comments, that we're all talking to each other. So let's pause 1 second and make sure everybody can see everything. In your chat, right above where you're typing your message, make sure that the setting says all panelists and attendees. Some of you all are putting great comments in here, but your other attendees can't see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying. Dr. Watkins and Lawrence can see what you're saying, but the rest of the other people can't see what you're saying. That's why some people aren't responding or commenting on your comments, all right? So all panelists and attendees, right above where you're typing in your comments and your questions or anything else. As a matter of fact, if you have questions, to make sure we don't miss them, Lawrence told you this earlier, make sure you put those over in the Q&A section. All right, there's a Q&A section right at the bottom of your screen. If you look over, there's a spot that says Q&A. That's where you should put your questions. That way we can come back around to them later. If your questions are in chat, man, them things just flying by. So I'll try to keep an eye on them, but we can't see them, okay? So all the panelists and attendees, I hope you all are doing well this evening. I'm excited. I don't know if for those of you who don't know me, I'm just a ball of energy. I'm always ready to go. As a matter of fact, I just got off the road about 20 or 30 minutes ago. I was coming from speaking at Tennessee State University, and as soon as I got finished speaking, I was speaking on soft skills and how to use your soft skills to build a competitive advantage in the 21st century. I was talking to graduate students and college students and to the faculty, and you know what? I was fired up, excited, and then I told them, hey, man, I love y'all, but I got to go. I got some folks I got to talk to tonight. I had to hop in the car and drive 4 hours back to Atlanta. Y'all know it's Friday. So those of y'all that know, coming from up Nashville all the way down through Atlanta on a Friday, traffic is absolutely bananas. It's nutty. So, but anyway, I made it safely. I didn't get any speeding tickets. So I'm here and I'm thrilled, and we're going to have some fun tonight, and we're going to learn. And I'm going to say it one more time, because some of y'all still did not get my instructions. So let me pause one last time. Above where you all are typing in chat, where you're typing your messages, right above that it says 2. Then there's a little gray box. It says all panelists right now for some of you. I want you to hit the drop-down menu and change that to all panelists and attendees so that all of your classmates for this weekend can see what you're saying, and you all can have a conversation back and forth as well. So I hope you all got that, all right? So let me get ready to share my screen so we can jump in here and get started with what we're going to talk about tonight. And let's make sure so everybody can see that. There we go. So obviously tonight, we got an exciting 3 days planned for you. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to kick it off with the 5 pillars of a great expert empire. All right. And so this is the starting point right here. This is how you get everything sparked off. Or some of you all were saying, like, I want to know what my worth is. I want to figure out how to market my small business. I want to figure out what I need to do to get started and to go ahead and launch my expert empire. And right here, this is the foundation. Okay. So this is where we're going to start. And if you're going to have questions about the content, we will get it answered one more time. Put it in the Q&A section. We'll circle back around and I will make sure I get your questions answered. Okay. So let's jump right in here. Now, here's the most important thing. We were just talking about this. Your mind is the most valuable and resilient asset that you own. There's no question about that. The intellectual capital, your intellectual capital, is you can't even put a number on that for how much it's worth. And it's also resilient because you get to adapt and grow with the time. So it's a resilient asset as well. And here's the thing. You need to learn how to transform your knowledge, your experience, and your expertise into purpose, power, and profits. Why do you need to learn how to do that? Because everybody else has figured out how to do that. When you show up to work every day, they're already taking your knowledge, experience, and expertise, and they're turning it into purpose, power, and profits for themselves. You know that. So you have to learn how to do that for yourself, and we're going to focus on that a lot. The other thing is that this will enable you to live your life on your own terms. And that's one of the most beautiful things about being an entrepreneur, whatever it is. And that is, I'm not saying it's not hard work, right? Or you don't have, or you're not out there grinding and putting in a lot of time and effort on your business. I don't want to make you think like it's just all easy. But you know what? I still live my life on my terms. I set my own hours. If I want to go check out something that one of my sons is doing, I can do that. All right. If I feel like taking a week off, I can do that. All right. So I'm living, I enjoy life. I'm able to live life on my own terms. And I want to see you all be able to do that. Live life on your own terms. And you know, for a lot of us, that is not the case. We wish it, but every day there's something that's tearing us away from the people that we love the most and who we really care about the most, who we want to spend time with. And for a lot of us, that's that job. And I'm not saying, you know, if you got one, that's good. Be grateful, right? Because that's a good thing. You got to get your bills paid. But there's another way. There's more. Even if you decide later on to say, you know what, I'm going to still keep my job, but I'm going to have something extra on the side. That's great. That's called multiple streams of income. So either way, it's about living your life on your own terms, all right? So the biggest hurdles, matter of fact, I'm going to look at the chat real quick. The biggest hurdles, what are some of the, in the chat real quick, type in, what are some of the biggest hurdles that people have for getting started with their expert empire? Like, or getting started in their own business. And just type anything in the chat. Let me see what you all are saying right there. Let me see. I see all kind of stuff flying through here. Good answers. Yep. Okay. Yeah, money, all types of things there. Okay, so these hurdles right there, some of the same things that you all are saying are actually some of the same hurdles that we've seen before. Here we go. Here's one for you. There are so many different things that need to get done. You don't know where to start. It's overwhelming. It's like, whew. This is a lot I need to do to actually get my business up off the ground. What do I need to do to make that happen for you? And that's a big hurdle. We're going to show you how to get over that hurdle. For some people, it's, you don't know where you can find an audience that will actually pay what you're worth. Pay what you're worth. You can find an audience that'll bring you in for free. You know, if you want to speak real quick, or you want to, you had a barber, yeah, the school wants to bring him in. You should give out free haircuts to help the after school program. Yeah, okay, that's good, community service, but hold on. We need an audience. We need customers that's going to pay you what you're worth as well. And you know what? So for some people, you lack the confidence to truly think that you have something of value to offer. Some people are like, man, I don't know, man. That's a lot of money for them to be paying me to come speak. Or that's a lot of money for a t-shirt. Or that's a lot of money for my coaching or my consulting, man. And what happens is it's time to ask for the money and you freeze up a little bit because you're not sure. Now, some of y'all don't have that problem. Some of y'all like, I know exactly what I'm worth and I can't wait to get paid what I'm worth. Some of you don't know how to persuade your prospects to actually buy what you're selling. Listen, we're not going to get around that. For those of you who don't like selling, that's fine. We can call it making an offer, but you got to do something along those lines, all right? So you got to be able to persuade people to actually accept your offer and buy what they want. And the other thing is, you don't have enough money or time to get started. A lot of times people say, you know what, I'm just so busy. I don't know what to do. You know, and it costs too much money to get started. It's not true. I'm going to tell you all, you'll be surprised at how many people are building their empires. They're building them part-time, right? And they're building them for almost no money. I tell y'all, when I actually started off in my business, and I'll share my story off and on throughout as we're speaking, but I'll tell you one thing, man, at one point in time, I was dead broke when I was working on my business early on in it, and I had to go to the free library to build my website. I had no money for a web developer. I'm trying to build my website. I don't know if y'all know, but if you try at the free library, you only get 30 minutes. That's how it was when I was going. They said you got 30 minutes of internet time and then they kick you off. So I'm sitting there trying to build my website for my business, and I can only use 30 minutes at a time. That thing was ridiculous. But I was trying to get over this hurdle of I don't have enough money. Well, I don't have enough time to get started. So we're going to help you get past all of that right there. So if those things are you and you're experiencing any of those hurdles, guess what? You are in the right place. So here's the thing. We got 3 days coming up for you, and I want to make sure that we explain to you clearly what we're going to cover on all 3 days. Of course, today is day one. This is the 5 pillars of a great expert empire, and this is where you're going to get what you need to build your business on a solid foundation. We're going to give you a simple framework for growing your expert empire, and we're going to help you create a system that can scale, that can actually grow the way you grow. All right, so that's day one, and I'll come back around to all that in a second. On day two, that'll be tomorrow. All right, we're going to have Ron Story popping here with us as well, and you're going to learn how to win clients and influence people. So you learn why calling yourself an expert isn't necessarily enough in the social media age. And you'll learn why some experts make money and others barely make ends meet. And you'll learn about why leverage is the most important thing in building your expert empire. So I can't wait for that. That's for tomorrow. Make sure you show up. And on day 3, we're going to come back around and wrap it all up with something that's great. And this comes back to value and getting paid with your work. We talk about profit centers. 3 simple ways to make significant income as an expert. You'll understand the most profitable ways to package your experience and expertise. You'll have a chance to decide what works best for you to make income as an expert. And you'll learn how to increase the perceived value of what you offer in the minds of your customers. Because a lot of times, value, that's a matter of perception. That's all it is. A lot of times it's simply a matter of perception. It depends on how you package it and how you present it. So we're going to unpack all of that for you on day 3. And I'm all fired up. I'm ready to go. Now, here's one more thing I got for you too. So if you make it to the end, that is, you stick around, you're like, okay, we're going to rock with you to the end of tonight. We got a free gift for you. And when I say free, I mean free. I don't mean one of those things where like it's free if you do this. No, the only thing you have to do is stick around until the end of tonight. And when we finish the entire presentation, when we get ready to wrap up for the night, for those of you that stay, we got some good things for you. It's going to be a free gift for you, no strings attached. So does that sound good? Free is always good, right? I know it is. So make sure you stick around, and I'll remind you all of that in a little while. Let's keep moving here. So 19 years ago, I was like some of you all that are in this chat right now. 19 years ago, I remember I was in one of the restaurants that I was managing. I used to be an executive chef. I used to manage 12 restaurants in the Atlanta, Georgia area. And I remember I was in the restaurant, one of the restaurants, and the 4 owners were right there in front of me talking. They were talking, and I was barely hearing anything. You know, the Charlie Brown, wah, 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 wah. I wasn't hearing nothing. The reason I wasn't hearing nothing because I was pissed off at that point in time. I was hot, man, because I was fed up. What was going on is, I'm not saying they weren't paying me, but what I'm saying is that I started noticing certain things, and that is this. I started noticing that I was coming up with new recipes. I was coming up with new promotions. I was coming up with all types of new things that was bringing more money into the restaurant. And the more I did that, you would think that, so I'm looking for my money, my profits to increase the same way the restaurant's profits are increasing. That wasn't happening. You know that's not how they do. Yeah, that's not what they do. They come back, give you 50 cents, $1 raise, 5%, 3% raise. That's what they do. Your stuff is not going to rise the same way the business profits are rising, even if you're driving up revenue. So I'm sitting there, I'm mad, and I start realizing, man, y'all giving me more and more work, but I keep getting stuck at this same price. And so, I was just about had it. I said, I'm not doing this anymore, man. This thing is ridiculous. The only reason I was even working in the restaurant at that time is because I was trying to take care of my younger brother. That's all I was trying to do. I was trying to take care of my youngest brother. I was 24 years old at the time. He was 12. We had just moved to Atlanta, Georgia. I was trying to get him up from out the hood in Philly. And so I was here. So I can't even say being a chef was my passion. It wasn't. I just, I wanted to make money. I was trying to take care of my younger brother. But boy, I'm telling you, I was hot sitting there. 4 good old boys from Alabama, the owners, man. And over and over again, I kept looking up and I'm like, y'all just keep piling on more work, but I don't see my money rising the same way the restaurant profits are rising. And I definitely don't see my money rising in conjunction with the amount of work you all expect me to do. And so I was pissed off. I was ready to go. I was like, there's got to be a way, man. I don't know if I need to open my own restaurant. I don't know what I need to do, but there's got to be something I can do that's better than this. I'm tired of these dudes benefiting more from my mind and my hard work than I am. That's utterly ridiculous. It makes no sense, right? And so I was like, you know what? I'm not saying this is the smartest way to go about it. I will say that. But at that point in time, I was like, that's it. I'm out. I told him, I said, you know what? I'm out of here. Got to go. I'm leaving. I quit. And that was it. I was walking up out of there. And, of course, people start asking me, man, you just going to leave like that? Man, it's a good job. That's a good job. You don't want to just leave like that. And I understand what they were saying. But I was like, I got to go. Well, Al, you must have a plan B. But I don't know, man. I just, you know what? I do have a plan B. B stands for bye. Right? I got to go. And so I haven't been back since. That was 19 years ago. I walked away and I was like, I am not going back. It's time to go. I got to do something with my brain. I know I can make more money and have a different lifestyle than what I'm living right now. That was 19 years ago. And in a second, a little while later, I'll tell you about how I got my first speaking engagement. But you know what? Today, it's been over 19 years. I should say 19 years. Actually, 19 years as a full-time professional speaker. I've spoken over to over 1.5 million people around the world. I've had well over 1,000 paid speaking engagements. I've written 5 books. I've trained over 500 professional speakers and experts and entrepreneurs on how to get their business started. And of course, I'm the creator of Dunkin' Nuggets. You got to get your Dunkin' Nuggets. I'll give you one right now. Dunkin' Nugget number 21. Failure is only permanent if you quit. Right? If you keep grinding, you keep working, eventually you break through, you will become successful. Everybody experiences failure. That's how it is. It's not a title, it's a phase. People go through it sometime, but if you keep working on it, all great and successful people know that you can push through. Failure is only permanent if you quit, all right? So that's where I am today. And I'm excited, I'm thrilled, and I'm sitting here with you all ready to break down this information so that we can see how your journey is going to skyrocket. As a matter of fact, tell you what, you're probably like, well, it's great that you did all those things, Al, but we don't know you. Like, Boyce loves you, but we hadn't really heard of you. We don't know you. I'm going to tell you, most experts who make over 6 figures a year are people you've never heard of. I'm talking about people who make well over 6 figures a year. You never heard of them at all. And you know what else? I'll give you another fact. Most black millionaires are people that you've never heard of. And you never will. That's just how it goes. So please, I want to be very clear about something as we get started. Don't confuse fame with fortune. It's a whole lot of well-known people. I don't care where they are. Social media, y'all see them, athletes, celebrities, people who look like they have a lot of money. They were making a whole lot of money, but they didn't take care of their money. They didn't keep their money. Or you'll see a whole lot of experts who look like, from the outside looking in, look like they're actually capitalizing on the momentum and what they're building, and it's not the case. I cannot tell you all how much, and we stress this a lot at the Black Expert Empire. Why? Because you don't have to be a celebrity or a superstar to make enough money to create generational wealth for your family. You ain't got to be a superstar. I'm telling you, there are plenty of people who are living all types of lifestyles, who put money away, send their kids to private school, college, doing whatever they want to do, have multiple properties and then real estate. And you know what? Like I said, you never heard of them. So please don't confuse fame with fortune. Do you need 500,000 social media followers? It would be great if you had them, but you don't have to have them. Just because you see somebody with that amount of fame and recognition, do not necessarily assume that that means that this person is making a great deal of money. I can't tell you all how many times I have athletes or another expert or somebody that's a professor or somebody that's coming to me like, man, you know, this thing, the dollar's not matching up with my notoriety, and they want to figure out what's going on with that. The problem is sometimes people confuse fame with fortune. So we're going to make sure that does not happen for you. Now, you know what? We have a student as part of the Black Expert Empire. Powerful story. You never heard of her, all right? Let me tell you real quick about Ramona. Ramona used to be a diversity consultant, right? 2 years ago, diversity consultant. And maybe you all know somebody this has happened to. She goes into work one day, you know, she showed up to do what she's always showing up to do. That is allowing the employer to benefit off of her mind and make money for the company like she always does. And then they hit her with it. They hit her with the news. The company will be moving forward, but we won't be moving forward with you, right? In other words, she's about to get downsized. She's going to lose her job. 6 figures a year, gone, just like that. So as you can imagine, Ramona's upset. She's not happy. She's a little distraught and worried, as anybody would be if you lose that amount of income all of a sudden. I don't care what severance package they give you, and I don't hear nothing about the unemployment. If you lose a job and it's paying 6 figures a year and you weren't expecting to lose it, that can rattle you. All right. And so what happened is, around the time that she lost her job, interestingly enough, a couple things happened for her. One, she got a call from one of her mentors. Her mentor said, you know what, you know, you've been kind of doing the consulting thing, even though you're working for somebody else. You've been like a consultant, basically, you know, for a long time, for years. Maybe you should do your own thing. All right. And guess what? As fate would have it, worked out good for her. Timing was right there. That is, the Black Expert Empire was about to give a free 3-day event. This was last year. All right. Now, so what happens is look at this right here. So what happens is that she hears about the event. She shows up. She comes to all 3 days. She becomes a student. And all of a sudden, in 11 months, she goes from $0 with her consulting business that she launched to replacing her income over 6 figures a year. I know that's incredible, right? I know y'all want to know how she did it. Okay, I'm gonna circle back around. I'm going to show you after I show you these principles tonight. I'm going to show you how they apply to Ramona and how she actually used them to launch her business that fast. And I'm not saying, I want to be careful here because I'm a real talk type of guy. Ramona, we're showing her because her progress is exceptional. From you start a business and 11 months later it's making 6 figures a year. That's good. And we're not saying everybody's going to do it exactly like that, but man, guess what? A lot of our students are experiencing a tremendous amount of success, and we expect the same thing for you. So the 5 biggest mistakes that experts make. These are the things that guarantee you probably will either not make that much money or not make as much money as you should, or you'll get your business started and a little while later, it'll be teeter-tottering, almost falling apart. And you're like, hey, whoa, what happened? It looked like I was doing good, but all of a sudden things are falling apart. So here are the 5 biggest mistakes that experts make. I'm going to take my time and walk through these because if you avoid these mistakes right here, you're going to be well on the way to building a great expert empire. I guarantee you. So here we go. First one is expert mistake number 1 is they talk and tell more than they ask and listen. I'm going to let you think about that for a second. Because the expert, you're the expert, so you're supposed to be talking and telling people about your products and talking and telling about your solutions and talking and telling about how great your business is and what services you can provide for them. You got to talk. No, and tell. That's like marketing. Wait a minute, hold on. The problem is when you talk and tell more than you ask and listen, there's something that's missing right there. Number 1, you're missing a great deal of insight into your niche and your target market, actually figuring out who they are. It's no different. It's the same way in a regular conversation, right? Who wants to sit in a regular conversation where the other person is always talking, and you can never get a word in? That's not cool. So I'm telling you right now, experts whose businesses are working well, they ask and they listen. They ask, what do you want? They don't just run out and make something new. They don't just run out and build something they don't think people want. They ask and they listen to the market and they start to figure out what problems are there. What solutions can I offer? What are you looking for? How do I need to package this? How can I put this in a form that's easier for you? They ask and listen. They ask and listen in a whole lot of places too, right? I'm talking about like on social media. I'm talking about one-on-one with your friends. And listen, no, this doesn't count. This does not count as asking to listen. Well, all my friends said I'm a great speaker. I should be a speaker. Okay, that's good. We started with your friends. That's okay. But I'm not just talking about there. We're talking about ask and listen on a broader scale so that you have a great deal of insight into the market. That helps you become an invaluable, trustworthy problem solver. Okay, so don't run out and start trying to create a whole bunch of products and you're not asking and listening to your market and to coaches and mentors so that you can get an idea of what's going on first. All right, I made that mistake too. I am guilty. I'll tell y'all right now, I am definitely guilty because I was like, look here, man, once I realized what I wanted to do and I thought I had the gift of gab and I could speak, I was like, listen, every time I ran into somebody, I was like, hey, I'm Al Duncan. Oh, I used to say, I'm Al, the inspiration Duncan. You know what? And I got a great program for your students. Yeah, and that's all I wanted to say. And then I learned later on, you know what? Hey, yeah, my name is Al Duncan. I'm a youth speaker. Listen, I got a question for you right now. What's the most pressing concern for the students in your school? So instead of always running off about what I was doing, I had to learn to ask and listen, all right? Just keep that in mind. That's expert mistake number 1. Expert mistake number 2, they have highly valuable content, but it's packaged in the least valuable ways. Now, one thing is everybody always says, so you got to have a book. Maybe. That's good. But the same thing that you put in a book, that you can only sell for 15 bucks or 19 bucks or 24, $24.99 if it's a hardback or something like that, or $9.99 if it's an ebook, or $5.99 even. You know what? That same content, if you took that same content and packaged it in a keynote, you took that same content and put it on a series of t-shirts, you took that same content and put it in a planner or some calendars, you took that same content, created an online course, or made some videos online, you know what? All of a sudden, the value of the content has been driven up. Not that you're saying anything different, not that you changed the solution, not that you're giving them anything new. What it is that it's packaged in a more valuable way. So you got to be careful about that. A lot of experts have highly valuable content, but it's packaged in the least valuable way. So you're running out there, you're trying to sell something or you're trying to move something. You wonder why people won't pay you or they don't see the value. A lot of times value is in how it is packaged, how it is presented. It's the plate up, as we used to say in the restaurant industry. The plate up, the way you put the food on the plate, the way they arrange it. Oh, that makes it fine dining, right? You all understand what I'm saying here. Be careful about packaging information in one of the least valuable ways. And don't worry, we'll talk about that some more in a second as well. Expert mistake number 3. They build their entire business in someone else's playground. That's not cool. So what we're talking about is you can't all of a sudden say you're going to start your own business, right? But your business is built on somebody else's business. I'm not saying you can't use them or piggyback. Let me give you a concrete example. So some years ago, I used to really dominate really heavily in Google for search terms. Later, motivational speaker, black motivational speaker, youth motivational speaker. I was there. And a lot of my business at that point in time came from Google. Okay, I'm talking about I was dependent on them doing things. And what happened is every time Google would adjust their algorithm, all of a sudden some of my pages would disappear from the Google search results, or they would fall down to page 2 or 3. And when you're looking for something, unless you're really looking, y'all know y'all don't go to page 2, 3, 4, 5. So if your page is down there, you might as well not even. It seems like it's just lost in oblivion. Okay, nobody's even coming over there. So what happened is all of a sudden, I noticed that, what is going on? My revenue is jacked up over here because my business too much of my business was built on somebody else's playground. In other words, somebody else has complete control of the platform. And we see experts do that all the time. They're like, my whole business is YouTube. I'm not saying it shouldn't be a part of it or that you can't make a lot of money for YouTube, but if something happens, you get a copyright violation or sudden your channel is shut down for whatever reason, does that mean they should be able to shut down your business? That's not cool. So be careful about building your entire business in someone else's playground because technically speaking, you're like an independent contractor, but you're not rolling like an expert who owns a business. Be careful about that, all right? So the next mistake that people make is expert mistake number 4. They spend too much time creating content and not enough time making offers. This kills them all the time. I just told you about Ramona. Listen. She didn't spend a whole bunch of time creating content. She got out there and made some offers. What do I mean by that? I mean, every time, I can't tell you how often I talk to somebody. Like every time I'm talking to somebody that's not one of our students, okay? And they're talking about, I'm working on my website. Al, can you take a look at it? I'm like, sure. I'll take a look at it. 2-3 weeks later, we're still looking at it. 2-3 weeks after that, we're still looking at it. They're working on the content. Or you got this book here and you're writing it and you're writing it and you're writing it and you're rewriting it. Or I got this online course, but I'm not quite finished with the outline yet. I'm working on it over and over and over again. And what happens is you spend so much time creating content that you're missing the basic thing. And that is you got to take what you have and actually offer it to somebody else. Offer it to them. Nothing's going to happen until you. When I got started, I had one keynote. People were telling me, Al, you need to go make, you need like 3 different keynotes. You need to have 5 different topics that you can talk on X, Y, and Z. I was like, look, man, that sounds good, but I got this thing right here, right now that if somebody hired me, I can go talk to the students tomorrow. And so what I did is I got on the phone, I started making offers. I started saying, hey, why don't you bring me, hey, this is what I have. What do you need? What are you looking for? So don't spend too much time creating your content and not enough time making offers. Offers is the name of the game. I'm talking, if you're offering people something, the more often you are offering them your product, your service, your solution, whatever it is, t-shirts, I don't care what it is. Your financial literacy program is almost tax season. I'm sure we got some accountants or some CPAs on the phone, on the call. You know what? You got to spend time offering your products and services. Can't get stuck right here. The other thing is they can't capitalize on the momentum of success. This almost made me quit right here. This one right here. I told you I was going to tell you about my first speaking engagement. This is what happened. I was at an organization, y'all are familiar with this, Toastmasters. I was there not because I was necessarily trying to start my speaking business. What I was trying to do is I was trying to figure out how to build up my presentation skills. I wanted to sell a little bit better. Somebody said you can go to Toastmasters, work on that stuff and give it a little 7-minute talk, whatever. That's fine. So one day I'm there, I get up, I give my talk, I'm telling my story. They're laughing, they like it, and they give me a ribbon. The ribbon said best speaker for that night. And when I finished, at the end of the meeting, a woman came up to me. She was sitting there. I didn't know her. She was a visitor. And she said, boy, you funny. See, I like you. You got a lot of energy. You got a great story. You know what? I think my students would like you. Your students? Yeah. She works at a college. All right. And she's part of the people who bring in speakers and programming for the students. And she's like, I think our students will like you. I want to bring you out to talk to my students. How much do you charge? How much do I charge? I was like, well, how much do you pay? That was my immediate question, because I did not realize that you could get paid so much money for going to talk. Now, remember, I was just standing up talking for free at that meeting for free. And now here's a woman who wants to walk up to me and said she wants to pay me to come talk to her students. And I was like, man, this is deep. It wasn't packaged right. I didn't realize that. And luckily for me, she was interested and she saw enough value in what I had to offer, even before I was really seeing it, and said, I'd like to bring you out to speak. She laughed. I'm looking at her. She straight laughed at me because I said, how much do you pay? She just bust out laughing. She said, well, how about $1,800? I lost my mind. That was it. $1,800? Hold on. You want me to cut? You're going to pay me $1,800 to come run my mouth and talk about some stuff I just got finished talking about for free? I'm in it. Not only am I in it, this is me. This is going to be my business. $1,800. The only thing I need is if I can get like 50, 60, 70, maybe even 100 of these. Matter of fact, I work 100 days for the year. That's what I was thinking. I'm going to do 100 speaking engagements this year, and I'm thinking I'm going to get paid $1,800. That's $180,000, right? I'm thinking, oh, good money. This is going to be me, right? But guess what? Even though she had offered to bring me in to speak, and there were people in the audience that saw me, and they probably wanted me to speak as well. You know what happened? I could not capitalize on the momentum of success because I didn't have operations or a process that would allow me to do that. I was not set up for business. I did not understand what I needed to do to capitalize on that momentum. I didn't know how to turn one speaking engagement into more speaking engagements, or I didn't understand that. Guess what? She said $1,800. I could have got more than that. I found out years later. Okay, I could have got $3,000 because that's what they were paying speakers. But since I didn't know any better, she said $1,800. Now, this happens to people all the time. They're like, oh, I hope I get on so-and-so talk show. You get on there, get a whole lot of eyes looking at you, but your business process is not set up for you to capitalize on that particular momentum that you started to generate. So a lot of experts get caught up right here, and that is opportunities come your way. They're there. You could and should be making money off of them, and you should be able to turn that momentum into more opportunities and generate more revenues and more profits for yourself. But the problem is that you haven't been taught the way to operate your business in a manner that's scalable and repeatable. All right. So those are the 5 expert mistakes, and you want to make sure you avoid those. Now, to help you avoid those, what we have is a simple framework. We call it, these are the 5 pillars. Here they go. I don't care what your expert empire is. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you're a speaker, consultant, a coach, you're an academic leader, you're a nonprofit leader. You want to do whatever. I don't care. You have customized some type of customized service. You are going to be putting on plays. You want to be a playwright and have community plays in the community. You want to do a speaker. You want to be a speaker, do keynotes. Any of this, doesn't matter what it is. Anything you're sitting here right now in the chat that you're thinking about that you want to use to launch your business. This is my area of expertise. This is what I want to do. I want to teach financial literacy. I want to, sell my tax services. All right. I want to learn how to create budgets for people or anything along those lines. These are the 5 pillars right here. It starts with brand, content, platform, monetization, and operations. Let me explain it to you. For a brand, what you're trying to do and what you need to happen is you got to have a strong connection with your target audience so that you are perceived to be a trustworthy, invaluable problem solver. That's all you need to know about brand. And no, I'm not saying that's easy, but it is a simple process. So with brand, you got to create this strong connection. I love to say it's not about perfection. It's all about connection. Right? You got to have a connection with your target audience, and you got to be perceived to be an invaluable, trustworthy problem solver. For content, okay, you got to provide your audience with a solution or solutions that are ideally packaged and have the potential to transform their lives. So your content, if it's packaged in the correct manner, okay, and it's the ideal solution, what we mean by that is it's in a manner that they can actually use and they can get to, and it's easy for them to implement, and it has the potential to take them from point A to point B or change them into an entirely different person that's transforming their lives, then guess what? Then you got the content pillar down. Platform. You need consistent visibility in front of your target market. While, this is important, this is the part people always miss, while being able to command their attention. Yeah, we could throw you up right now in front of a whole lot of people that might be interested in your product. But can you hold their attention? Can you command it? It's hard to get somebody's attention nowadays, really hold it and make them believe that you have something of value that you're going to offer me. So it's not just consistent visibility, but you also got to be able to command attention. The other thing is monetization. You got to have a clear, concise, and compelling offer or offers and an effective sales process that actually generates revenue for you. So there are a whole lot of people who love to do things for free. Oh, I'm going to go speak here for free. Oh, I'm going to go, mentor this person. Or I'm going to give you a free 30-minute coaching call. Or I'm going to give away some of my free products, whatever they are. All right. And I keep saying t-shirts because the t-shirts, a lot of people in the t-shirt business, man. They put different things on there. But, they want to give these things away for free. And then they hope on the back end, because I did something for free, I'll get enough visibility and maybe somebody else will see the value in there. And then I'll be able to make some money off of that. That's not exactly how it works, all right? First of all, I'm going to tell y'all something right now. We talk about this in class all the time. We talk about this in class. That is, that word free is a little misleading. So you technically, this is about your business. Monetization is always there. That's about exchanging value with your audience. And guess what? So nothing should be completely free. It might be no fee, or I'm doing it in exchange for something else because I'm going to get something else of value out of it. But if you have a clear, concise, and compelling offer and you have an effective sales process, not only should you be generating revenue, but you should be getting all types of value out of that process also, okay? Operations, this is what I was talking about that killed me. This has killed me that I couldn't capitalize on the momentum of success. You need a scalable and repeatable system to delight your customers and protect your business. Protect your business. You know what else I didn't have when she offered me that speaking engagement? I didn't have a contract. I didn't know. I wasn't even thinking about it. I was so happy she said $1,800 and she wanted to, I'll give me an invoice. It never even dawned on me till years later when I learned that, you know what? I was supposed to have a contract signed just in case things went awry or something else happened. I was supposed to get a deposit, that is 50% down, and I get the rest when I show up. But you know what? I didn't know that. And because I did not know that, not only did I have a contract, I got paid that one time with her, but guess what? Y'all know it took me forever. I thought I was going to get 100 gigs that year. That's what I wanted. I didn't get 100 gigs that year. Guess how many gigs I got that year? I'm talking about paid speaking engagements that first year. Guess how many I got? None. That was the only one. Unbelievable, ridiculous. I thought I was going to be making all kind of money, and I didn't. I did not have my operations together. I had my monetization together. I had a platform. I had none of this stuff right here together. The only thing that I could do was run my mouth, and that's like a lot of people. In other words, I had some expertise. I had some skills. I had some talent, but I didn't have these 5 pillars, and therefore, I could not capitalize on that. I couldn't capitalize on that momentum I had right there, all right? So here's the thing. Let's come back around to Ramona. Remember I told you Ramona? From $0 all the way to over 6 figures in 11 months in her diversity consulting business. So let's talk about some of the things that she learned from us that she was able to implement. The first thing that she learned based on these 5 pillars is she was able to really drill down, ask and listen, and find a target market. That was the main thing. You know, once she found her target market, she was off to the races. She was like, okay, because let me tell y'all something. I love to say this right here. Niching ain't easy. That is, you know, you're supposed to pick a niche. That's what they tell you. I'm going to tell you right now, niching ain't easy, man. It's not, niching ain't easy. It is not easy to find a target market that is profitable. A lot of times people are like, I can speak to anybody. I can sell to anybody. My services can be used by anybody. I'm in real estate. Everybody needs to buy a house. Everybody needs property. Listen, that's not how it works. Target audience, a target market, and understanding finding your profitable niche is one of the most valuable things you can do, but it's not easy to always figure out. And so for Ramona, once she figured out her target market, her target audience, she was able to make just a few phone calls for her. And understand, I'm not saying this is going to work like this for everybody. It depends on where you are in your career and how long you've been doing what you've been doing. But for her, because her business was going to be in the same field in which she had spent all of in the last 2 decades or whatever it was, working for someone else. When she got ready and she identified her target market and she made a few phone calls, it didn't take that long before she was able to start bringing in revenue. And one other thing she needed that she got from us as well, we gave her a nice, friendly little nudge, a little kick in the butt. We helped her get over her fear of fear, I guess, of success or failure and undervaluing what she had to offer. She did not realize at that point, she knew in her mind, but she didn't have it quite. It wasn't in the front of her mind that what she has to offer is just as valuable, if not more valuable than anything the company she was working for previously. The only thing she needed to do was get on the phone, find some people, some old clients or some people that she knew and say, here, I got this. It's packaged correctly for you. Here's the solution. Let's go. And so Ramona, after only 3 days and a short amount of time when she became a student in the Black Experts Empire, and no time at all, she was able to start capitalizing on this. And we helped her build a system. And she's even talked to us recently about how she's going to be scaling soon. She's like, yep, can't wait. I'm excited. Going to definitely be talking to you all about how I'm going to be able to scale my business and even grow even further. So when you start talking about you're at 6 figures already and you want to go a little bit further, that's nice, right? Okay, let's double it up. I'm with it the whole time. So that's Ramona right there, one of our happy, successful students. And see, you know what? Ramona, me, Dr. Watkins, Lawrence Watkins, I call him L-Dub, right? Let me tell y'all something. We don't have any more expertise, not necessarily any more drive. We're not necessarily more smarter than anybody that's in the chat right now. That's not what it's all about. What we learned is how to apply these 5 pillars and make sure we had the foundation for building an expert empire so that we could launch creating generational wealth for our families and living a lifestyle that we felt like we deserve to live. That's all it is right there, all right? And we want to make that process just as simple for you. So what I've given you so far is just a blueprint. It's only a blueprint, which is very valuable in and of itself. We didn't give you all the tools, obviously, okay? But we did give you a blueprint, so now you can see what it's going to take to build an expert empire. So I gave you the blueprint for this thing. Now, so from there, you might have some questions, of course, and we're going to definitely get your questions answered in a second because you might be like, I got more questions about how the process works. What else do I need to do? Okay, Al, that's great. I need to be able to capitalize on momentum. But how do I do that, right? Okay, Al, that sounded good. I need to talk and tell more than I ask and listen. But teach me more about how to ask and listen and where can I find places to talk to people who might be interested in my particular product or my particular solution or whatever I'm bringing to the market. So I'm sure you have some questions, and we got 2 options right here. It's 2 options. They're real simple. Number one, you can take this information and implement it on your own. I tried that. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. That whole first year I was in business, after I got paid $1,800, I spent the whole time doing this, saying 2 things to myself. Number one, man, they already paid me, so I know I'm good. I just got to find the right person. They're going to pay me again. That's what I was thinking. And the other thing I kept thinking is, man, I keep seeing all these speakers up in front of the room, these people teaching workshops. Man, if they can do that, I know I can do that. How come he's up there? How come she's up there? So I kept thinking, you know what? All I got to do is figure this thing out. Go do it. I'm going to go work on it, and I'll be cool. And I tried it. I tried to do it on my own. I'm telling y'all real talk. I tried to implement any little thing. I got a couple little $10 book here on the industry and something else that said you need some people to call. I tried to call schools and figure out what was going on. Didn't work too good for me. So if you want to do that, that's perfectly fine. You might be that type of person. We've seen some people that can take this information and implement it on your own. You might want to spend 20 years or 19 years figuring it out and working on building your empire, and that's perfectly fine. All right. But some of you want to work with us personally. And that's why you're here, because you want to work with us personally to help you create your entire Black expert empire. You want to be like Ramona. Okay, you want some help in figuring out exactly what I need to do so that you can cut down on the time and the lost money and turn that stuff into, as we always say, into purpose, power, and profits for you. So if you want to work with us personally, here's what we're going to cover together. When you start working with us, these are the things that we're going to cover together. And when I say we, I'm talking about me, okay, your instructors, Lawrence Watkins and I. All right, so first of all, I'm going to talk about how to choose the right expert market for you that is set up for long-term profits. And I do mean choose the right expert market for you, specifically you, okay? The next thing is we're going to talk to you about how to gain an audience even if you have little to no money. The expert industry is one of the easiest industries to get started in because the barrier to entry is very low. Now, some people come in at different places. Some people have a lot of resources, therefore they can do some things. But other people, they come in, it's low overhead, I don't have a lot of money, you know what? And I still want to get started, and you can. We will help you gain an audience even if you have little to no money. So that's not going to be a problem. The other thing we're going to do is help you set up a series of offers that will persuade your audience, your target market, your clients and customers to actually buy. So not just pitching it to them, all right, but we're going to help you set up a series of offers that's going to persuade them to go ahead and come up off the money, right? Not just say, oh, we love you, we'll bring you in, I'll recommend you to somebody. No, how about you pay the money too and use my services? We're going to help make sure that happens for you. All right, the other thing is how to gain the confidence that you need to put your thoughts in front of the whole world, to bring it to the forefront, right? So a lot of some of you in here, not all of you, some of you need a little bit more confidence. You're like, okay, I need to figure out exactly. I know I got the expertise. I know I can help people. I'm just not sure how to say it, or I'm not sure how to package it, or I'm not sure how to bring my solution to the market. And we're not only going to help you do that, but we're going to help you gain the confidence that you need to stand out there and speak, you know, with authority and say, and be able to command their attention and say, I can help you. I can help transform your life. All right. You're going to learn how to quickly create high quality content that will transform the lives of your customers. And when we mean quickly, we mean quickly. This does not have to take a long process. People's timelines are different for growing your business, but that does not mean you can't create content in a timely manner that's going to transform the lives of your customers and bring all types of value to them. So we're going to teach you how to set up your business to scale, because we want it to scale. Doesn't matter if you only need 5 clients, and there are businesses where you only need 5 clients. If you're a consultant, right? Depends on what you're doing. Some consultants only need 5 to 10 clients before they're making 6 figures a year. Some people are like, no, I need a lot more. And that's fine. Whatever it is, we want your business to scale, right? So that as more opportunities come in, you don't feel overwhelmed to the point to where you can't capitalize on those opportunities, or you don't understand how to get a team involved to help you become more successful. Okay, and the other thing is we're going to talk to you about how to choose the best technology platforms to automate your business. This is golden right here. And I can tell you right now, Lawrence Watkins, man, master at this. A master. So if you're a solopreneur, right, if you're an expert that's getting started in business and you're the team of one, like you fill all the roles for yourself, then understanding what technology you can use to help automate things for you will greatly not only take the load off your shoulders and automate the process of you bringing in new clients and customers, but what it also does is it frees you up to do what you love to do. That is whatever your expertise is, all right? So we will help you choose the best technology platforms to automate your business. And much Much more. That's just the beginning. Much more. Yeah, I'll tell you some more in a second. Okay, but trust me, we got a lot more that we're going to cover for you. So before we talk about the actual price of being a full-time student in the Black Experts Empire, let me talk about what you get as a student. This is the things that Ramona get, some of our and all of our other students that are there right now. Number one, you get a top-notch and adaptable education. That's a proven and practical process for business growth. All right. So here it is first. First thing you get is a live weekly masterclass. Okay, you get a live weekly masterclass. Wait a minute, let me pause one time. I'm having a technical difficulty. Can you all still see my screen? Because my screen stopped. Hold on, let me come over here to the chat real quick. Can you all see my screen?
We can see your screen.
You can see it, and it's still full screen, L-Dub?
Yes, correct.
Okay, that's fine. Good. All right. I'm going to keep on rolling. I don't know what happened on my end, why it looks a little funky. Okay. But anyway, so you'll have a live weekly master class. This is a $5,000 value. So when we say live, we mean live. So anywhere from 45 to 60-minute lecture that's going to be walking you through the important building blocks for your empire. And it's not on demand. It's not going to be previously recorded or anything like that. This is what we're using to help you, right, build the building blocks for your empire, and it's live with us right there. Just like we are right now, live, where we can read your comments and answer your questions. That's what we're going to do. It's going to help you build a comprehensive framework that's going to demonstrate the important factors for business success. Look at this. It says an engaging instructor. That would be yours truly. All right. And I do my best to deliver content in a clear, concise, and compelling way. No BS. I guarantee you get the truth from me. All right. And I'm not afraid to explain to you what I do well, what I don't do well, what we need to work on. Lawrence and I are both like that. And here's the important thing. You get lifetime access to all of these recorded lectures in your masterclass. All of them. So you get all of them, and you're going to get the PDFs that come along with that as well. Okay, so that's the live weekly masterclass. The next thing you're going to get is a personalized game plan. So this is Dr Watkins right here. What he's going to do is, as soon as you become a student, a member of the Black Experts Empire, he's going to do an assessment survey that's going to help you speed up the process, and it's going to maximize not only your time, but our time as well. So you get a one-on-one assessment call that's going to determine your game plan and your area of focus. So in other words, this is not a cookie cutter thing right here. This is not, we got all the slides prepared, ready for you, and that's just is what it is, and we hope you can figure out how to use it. And that has happened to me when I've taken some courses. People drop this stuff in my lap, and that was just it. I had to figure out how to use it on my own. We don't do that. We make sure you have a personalized game plan, just like we did with Ramona, just like we did with many of our other students. We give you a personalized game plan that's going to help make sure that you're on the right track and that you're off in the right direction, okay? So you will never be alone in this process. That's one of the main things people, one of the main things that drives people nuts is that, man, I know I have something to offer, but boy, it's a lonely road being an entrepreneur sometimes. And it really is, but you'll never be alone again. You're now going to have your own coaches and your team that are going to be working with you to help make sure your business is right on track. And speaking of never being alone, you get your questions answered in real time. In real time, live group coaching and hot seats. That's a $2,000 value right there. Live group coaching and hot seats. If y'all don't know what hot seats are, they're great. They're wonderful. What they are is you can see that little picture right there. Though that is Lawrence and I actually talking to one of our students live in class where he's asking us questions about a specific problem that's related to his business right now that we need to fix so that he can keep making money. And guess what? This is where people can get their websites reviewed. You can get your framework reviewed. You can get your copy reviewed. You can get your book reviewed. You can get anything you want to review, anything that has to do with your business. We don't care what it is. You come on live group coaching, get your questions answered, and we will get you pointed in the right direction. And here's the other good thing. During live group coaching, you also get to hear from your classmates, your peers. I can't tell you how many times I see during live group coaching, the classmates helping each other out, connecting, all of a sudden saying, hit me with an email, let's talk later because I'm going to help you with this, or I'm a business consultant and you're doing this. We should link up. We can partner and do different things. And also you get all types of ideas that are sparked off. So live group coaching is great. You don't have to do this by yourself. All of a sudden, as soon as you become a member, you got a team rolling with you. So if you can't make the live coaching, that's okay. Guess what? We still got you. You can receive personalized video responses from the Black Expert Empire team to answer your questions. That's a $500 value right there. What we mean by that is you can't make it to the live masterclass in your portal, all right, for the class. What'll happen is that there's a little box up there that says, ask us a question. You ask us a question, we check it out, and we will send you a video response and get your question answered as well. So we got to cover whether it's live or whether we need to go back and forth, a few times. We will make sure we do not leave you alone. We get your questions answered. Absolutely. All right, so let's keep going right here. The second thing that we're going to give you is group accountability and execution. In the chat, real quick, I'm just curious. In the chat, if you've ever had a big idea, or you had like people call them $1 million ideas. I don't know if I believe in $1 million ideas. They're $1 million implementation. But let's say you had a great idea, or you started off working on something like losing weight, but you kind of fell off. If that's ever happened to you, type in the chat. Type "been there." Right? This has happened to all of us. It has. It is challenging for people to stay on track and to stay motivated with your goals. As a matter of fact, a lot of times, this is the thing that stops people. It's not that they don't know what to do, right? It's not that they don't have a great product. It's that, you know what, man, sometimes I just don't feel like doing it. Or sometimes, you know what, I'm my own expert. I'm my own boss. So who's holding me to the fire? I don't have to punch the clock. Who's going to keep me accountable? A lot of people struggle with that. So this part is crucially important. Here's what we're going to do for you. You're going to get a 2-day live execution workshop in Atlanta, Georgia. That's where we come. To Atlanta, Georgia. Come to Hotlanta. Come see me. Come see Lawrence. We're going to be there. And this is not an information session. This is a roll up your sleeves, bring your big ideas, right? And we're going to give you a nudge, a good kick in the butt. We're going to force you to get to work. Why? Because this is the Black Expert Empire, man. It's no slackers allowed. We don't play that stuff. It's no slackers allowed up in here. We don't have time for that. You're going to be mingling, and we got this whole group going on, and we don't want slackers. Y'all already know how it is. We don't want you to slack for your own sake, but we also don't want you to kill momentum for the group. So what we do is we actually help push you along and make sure that your strategic plan becomes strategic action plan, right? We make sure that your goals become action steps. We make sure that your action steps become reality. Now, that we get past your book outline to getting a book done, past your course outline to upload it on the website, and people actually starting to look at it and see if it's going to be something for them. Not thinking about the mailing list, but actually building your mailing list. All right, so 2-day live execution workshop right there in Atlanta, Georgia. The next thing you get as a part of this is also you get full access to our Expert Empire Toolkit. I'm telling you, this is $997 value. I wish somebody had given me something like this. We got over 30 models and 15 templates and deliverable checklists that you will have access to. So I wish I had a template. Somebody was telling me, Al, this is how you look at your skills, or this is how you set this up. Well, you know what, Al, we need you to create an offer for a particular audience. I wish I had a template for that, because I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do. And I learned through trial and error. You don't have to do that anymore. What you can do is you can take advantage of this right here, this whole toolkit where you get all of these templates, these models that will help make sure, number one, you're not being a slacker, right? And that you're actually getting stuff done, and that it's an easier process, because sometimes just creating a process is the most challenging thing that there is. And why should you do that when we have all these great models and templates for you? So you get full access to our Expert Empire Toolkit, right? Also. And then you have peer accountability groups. This is your workout buddies. These are your workout buddies, right? Group study hall with your classmates. Yes, we set those up. They are virtual, okay? You'll have a private Black Expert Facebook group where you can connect with other students. And guess what? You'll not only see students like you who are getting started tonight, you'll also see our other students, because they don't leave. They keep coming back. Lawrence will tell you, our students come back over and over and over again. So you'll see them. We're going to create some small group work sessions for you. And you'll also get a contact list of your classmates, so that if you want to contact your classmates, you can contact any of them at any time. No stalkers either, right? Okay, with the contact list information. And some people always ask, are you going to put my information out there without my permission? No, we won't do that. The contact list is totally voluntary. Most of our students take advantage of it, though. They exchange information because they know they're going to help each other out. All right, so peer accountability group and your workout buddies. Now, here's the next thing we're going to do, third things, and this is also extremely important for you to make profits. These are growth opportunities. We're talking about exclusive platforms to reach more clients and accelerate your growth. Now, how are we going to do that for you? No problem. First of all, after you complete the course, okay, and after you start getting your stuff together and you're ready, all right, we're not going to just throw you out there, because remember, we talked about one of the biggest mistakes that experts make is they can't capitalize on the momentum of success. So, but once you're ready, and you feel like you're ready, and we know you're ready also, and you got a book or you got a new coaching program or some type of service or something, you know what? You'll get access to over 1 million social media followers. That means you're going to get, you can hop on an interview with Lawrence, you can, maybe Boyce will give you a shout out, on any of these channels, okay? We can put a quick little blast out, so somebody head over to a link for you. We do this for our students because we want to see you succeed. Like, we got to get more Black experts in the industry. As a matter of fact, that's the side note. It just drives me nuts. I don't see enough of us. I'll talk about that in 1 second. Somebody remind me. I don't see enough Black experts. I'm always out on the road, always speaking. I'm going to come back around. Remind me to talk about that, okay? I'm going to tell you, I don't see enough of us at all. So anyway, you'll get access to 1 million social media followers. The other thing you're going to get access to is great Black speakers. This is funny. Lars got my profile up there. So guess what? You will have your own profile on Great Black Speakers Bureau. It's one of the premier speakers bureau in the world. You'll have your own profile up there. You'll have control of your profile, and it'll be listed right there with other great speakers. So you're going to have that as well. That's going to help grow your business also. That's if you want to, right? Okay. And the other thing is we got live and virtual, okay? Expert showcase. So when we say live, they're live. Some of them are in person. They're all live, and some of them are also virtual. So what you're going to have is the expert showcase. This is a $10,000 value right here, where you get to speak in front of a live audience at an upcoming Black Business School event. That is, you're ready to get up in front of the room. You're ready to look for some more clients, grow your business. No problem. We're going to put you up there. Let's get you on the stage. Matter of fact, that's one of the first times we ever heard from Ramona, and she told us all about her success was at one of the Black Business School events. So you're going to be able to do with that. You'll also be able to partner with us for upcoming virtual summits, just like the one we're doing tonight with Boyce Watkins. So imagine if you get on here, right? We get thousands of people to come to our webinars and virtual summits and master classes, and you will be able to be featured on here once you're ready, once you completed the course, and once you have your content and everything packaged right so that you can capitalize on the momentum of success, you will be ready for the live expert showcase, and we're going to make sure we do everything that we can to help you grow your business. All right. The other thing you get, it ain't over yet. There's more. We got 3 bonuses for you right here. Bonus number 1 is the Content Creator Code. This is an on-demand course where you can learn how to start a movement through the use of strategic content. This course is taught by Julian Gordon. Julian Gordon is one of my favorite speakers, real talk. I love Julian. Every time I see him, great speaker. He's also part of the Black Business School already. And you know what? The Content Creator Code is extremely valuable. It helps you create things like a customer avatar and really hone in on your target market. The other thing you're going to get is a membership to PitchDB. So this is where you can search millions of paid and free speaking gigs. All right. And you get the Internet Influencer Program by Dr. Boyce Watkins, where you learn how to use social media to gain a large following of raving fans. So we throw these bonuses in there for you so that you can further enhance your knowledge, right? But so that you can also be able to take action and capitalize on what's coming your way. So those are your bonuses right there. So with all that stuff that we just named, would it be worth it if we charge $20,000? Come on. You know it would be. There's no way. Absolutely, of course, it would be worth $20,000. Everything we just threw out there. Would it be? What if we charge $10,000? Matter of fact, what if we charge $5,000? Would it be worth? Would it be worth it? Of course, it would. No, well, are we going to charge you $5,000? No, not right now. Don't worry, we got you covered. We're not going to do that. As a matter of fact, you heard Boyce start off saying, we have to value our information as well. That doesn't mean we don't look out for our folks, right? That doesn't mean that we're not saying, okay, let's make things affordable. So what we have for you right now is you got option number one. It's a one-time payment for tonight only, $2,999. That's it. You can head right over to blackexpertsempire.com. You get the entire thing, all three things, the adaptable education, right? You get the group accountability and execution, and you're going to also get what? You're going to get the growth opportunities. There's exclusive access to all those platforms that we talked about. You can do that right now. Option number two, some of y'all might be like, well, where's the payment plan? We have one of those also, 12-month payment plan. Normal price is $499 a month, but for tonight, you can get started for $299. That means right now, you can get started on your business, blackexpertsempire.com, for $299 right now. And guess what? Those bonuses that I showed you already, the content creator codes and the internet influence, you can get started on them right away. And class is on Monday. We're not even talking about making this take too long. The live masterclass is coming up this Monday. That's when we're going to get started. So if you've been sitting around and you're like, I need to do something about this, man. I got to get, I need to benefit more from my mind than other people are. I'm tired of going to work every day and not having the lifestyle that I want. If that's you, you've been saying that. I've been thinking about getting started. Now's the time. It's time to do it. You can get started right now for $299, blackexpertsempire.com. Okay. And guess what? Of course, it's 100% risk free for you. We stand by our products 100% completely. We got two guarantees for you. Guarantee number one is that you can cancel at any time within 30 days of purchase and receive a full refund on your purchase. You receive a full refund. And number two is, even if it's even if it's past 30 days, if you completed all your homework, you did the assignments, right? By the time of the live events, that is by the time we get to the live events coming up in Atlanta, Georgia, and you have not experienced significant results, you haven't been able to start to build a consistent, stable, and significant source of income, come talk to us. This is for building generational wealth and creating more Black experts, which I said a minute ago. I don't see enough of us. I go to so many conferences. I'm looking up to see who's speaking. I don't see enough of us. Might be one or two. Maybe, if you're lucky, right? Doesn't matter what the conference is, unless it's a minority conference like Nesby or something. I don't see a lot of us, and I've spoken at a lot of the conferences, almost all of them, especially in the college market. And I don't see a lot of us up there. When I'm looking to see who's making money, I start doing a search, and I'm looking for financial experts, and I'm looking for people who are making more money off their real estate programs, and people who are doing more coaching, consulting. I don't see a lot of us. You all let me know, but I don't see a lot of us, all right? And so we want to see more of you. Therefore, that's one of our driving forces. So if you complete all the homework and stuff is just not working out for you, then just let us know because we want you to be satisfied, and it's a 100% money back guarantee. We're happy to give it to you, okay? And of course, we always stand by the quality of our products. Now, guess what? I got one more thing for you. You ready? Here we go. This is a fast action bonus. It's not going to last that long. This is when I say fast action bonus, that means by the time we finish tonight on this webinar and I say, we say good night, we close up, we'll see you all tomorrow, this bonus is gone. So you can, from right now until we sign off, for anybody that's going to get started with the Black Experts Empire over at blackexpertsempire.com, we will give you a free VIP ticket to the All Black National Convention. We just going to throw that in right now. It's coming up Brooklyn, New York, October 16th to the 18th. It's a $599 value. So from right now, so if you're ready to go get started, head on over there right now. This bonus right here. The rest of the bonuses, they're going to last. They'll be around. But this is a fast action bonus. It's only until we finish. So don't come back, beat me up, ask me tomorrow, Al, what happened to my free ticket to the All Black National Convention? I'm telling you right now, once tonight is over, this particular bonus is gone. So if you're ready to go ahead and get started and you want to attend their Black National Convention, All Black National Convention, then go ahead and head on over to blackexpertsempire.com. Head on over there, all right? Okay, so let's summarize everything you get real quick. Top-notch and adaptable education. Live weekly masterclass. Yours truly, Lawrence Watkins, will be there as well. You get a personalized game plan and you get your questions answered, right? talking about a $5,000 value for the weekly master classes, $599 for the personalized game plan, and get your questions answered. That group coaching, man, that's valuable right there, okay? And you need group accountability and execution. You got your two-day live execution workshop in Atlanta, Georgia. You get full access to our Expert Empire Toolkit, and you get your peer accountability group. You also get the growth opportunities, access to 1 million social media followers, a free profile on great Black speakers, and also in-person and virtual expert showcases. And you know what? The total value for everything right there, if y'all math wizards want to add this whole thing up, it comes up to $27,092. But you can get started right now tonight for either one time, $2,999. That's one time. You get your lifetime access and you are done. I mean, lifetime access to the live weekly masterclass materials, okay? Or you can get started for $299 per month right now. BlackExpertsEmpire.com. And I did promise that we'll answer some more of your questions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Lawrence back for a second if he's here. I'm also going to open my chat back up. I turned it off for a second. And I'm going to look and see what you all are saying. We're going to look at the Q&A, get your questions answered. And while we're doing that, you can head over to BlackExpertsEmpire.com and go ahead and get started. Let's build this thing. Let's get it going. So, Lawrence, are you there?
All right. Yes, I am here. All right. How did everyone do tonight? What do you guys think about tonight's presentation?
Let me pull my chat up so I can get over in here. And I'm going to stop share for 1 second. I'll put it back up in 1 second. Voice popped back in here. I didn't even see you come back, Voice. Yeah. I was so honed. I was zoned in, man.
I just came back, and I really love hearing you talk, Al, because I just really think that this is this is a lot of fun to do. This is really fun for us, and we're really good at this, and we know that we can really help a lot of people with this. And and I think about this because just this week when you talk about valuing yourself and valuing your time, I had a brother that was actually a scholar, and he was sort of like, okay, how do I do what you do? How do we set things up the way you set things up, stuff like that. And I did talk to him. We talk. I'm not going to not talk to people, but I did kind of have to say, if you think about this. We go to college and we spend $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a year. And a lot of you in here went to college, and a lot of you are probably a little bit upset because you didn't feel that you got your money's worth. You're still paying the student loan debt, all that stuff. And I believe that, and I was a college professor for 25 years. That's what I do. And I think that the reason that you feel that way is because they did not teach you what you really wanted to know. When I went to school, man, I went to school because I wanted to figure out how to make some money, how to pay my bills, and then when I became an expert, I didn't want to just go seeking a job because it's not easy for Black people to just go seek jobs from other people. It's just difficult, and so when I look at, when I met Al, but about 12, 13 years ago, we started talking to Al. Al was one of our first experts that we were able to consult with because I saw where Al was getting speaking engagement after engagement. I mean, Al was speaking everywhere. Al, you probably made a few $1 million as a speaker, right? Is that?
Oh yeah. Yes, definitely. I had a lot of gigs, man. I've never made $1 million in 1 year, but I have made millions of dollars as a professional speaker, man. Tons of money. Yep.
Yeah. Al stayed booked, and I just love that. And so I started actually learning a lot from him, and then over time, just developing as brothers. He would, I would trade information with him. He would trade information with me. And then my brother also, he went to Cornell University, got a master's degree and read a ton of books. So we were just sort of creating our circle of success where we were exchanging information with each other. So what I would encourage you all to do is, to get in your circle of success, and this could be a starting point. This is the new university. This is the new and improved HBCU 2.0. Where it doesn't cost you nearly as much as college costs, but we get right to the point. We take you right to what you're looking for, and we've done it. We've shown that we're able to deliver on this, and we have a platform that is worth. I wouldn't sell my platform for $10 million. I mean, we talk about 200 and something thousand subscribers on YouTube. I give access to that to people that are in these programs. 376,000 on another YouTube channel. another 150,000 on a couple more channels, about 4 million fans on different Facebook pages. You know, we built the platform because we did not want to depend on other people's platforms. But those who are in the program get access to these things. Like, we work with you to get you ready so that you know what you want to say, and then we give you a space to go out here and say it. We want to build Black media. I told you guys this from the beginning. That's what we do, and that's what we're good at. So I'm going to stop talking now. Thanks for letting me say that.
That's okay, man. I'm loving it. I'm looking at these comments and people loving it too. I'm just reading a few of these comments. Excellent presentation. It's stimulating, great info. I just signed up. Yeah, I love that.
That's right.
That's very info. I'm in, took advantage of the payment plan. Somebody else, great presentation. Al's very passionate. I love his enthusiasm. Okay. Somebody else said, I'm interested in getting started right now. I'm loving that. Good. We're looking forward to seeing you. A lot of people saying they can't wait for the next 2 days. We're loving that also. Let's see, the wealth of knowledge needed for individual and cultural sustainability within our community. That's a good one, and we love it. Thank you very much. Yup, and Lawrence got you over there, Moto. He said, wonderful. Glad. I mean, his comments are flying in here. Lawrence, I know you got some questions also. If you look in the Q&A.
I do have some questions. And
good, let's answer some of these questions. Okay.
Right. First, I want to say congratulations, and also thank you for trusting and believing in us, Felita. And also Carla for doing that. We really appreciate you entrusting in us, and welcome to the Black Experts Empire. Class starts on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So this upcoming Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and looking forward to getting to know you in the class, and looking forward to getting to know everyone else who's about to sign up here in the next few minutes.
Yep. And let me answer this real quick before it disappears in the chat. This is for Vanessa. Vanessa said, I'm just thinking about how this program will work as I live outside the USA. I'm in England and it's 2:30 a.m. here. I work, so it'll be challenging. So here's the thing, Vanessa. One thing that we won't hide from is, yes, it will be challenging for you because of the time of the live masterclass. But here's the beauty of it all. So as we just said, we are very attentive. So you can still get your questions answered, and the live master classes, you will have access to them to watch them at whatever time you want to watch them. Okay, and you can contact us at whatever time you want to contact us. If it's 2:30 a.m. and you want to send me an email, that's fine. I don't have no time zones, just so you know. So you get in contact with us. We're gonna still be able to help you out. This is the whole purpose of doing this virtually, so that it is in an online format, so that if you can't make the live master class, you still have access to it, and you don't have to let that be a block or a hurdle for you starting your expert empire and moving on towards your success and your generational wealth. We see this happening to people all the time. This is one of the reasons why the master class is not only live. Yeah, we have a live 2-day event in Atlanta, but the master class is online on purpose because we found that people from around the world, different time zones, it's very hard when people are struggling with their time. They already have families, and you know what? Everybody doesn't have 5, 6, 7 days to come and say, let me just do a total immersion course and learn what I need to learn. So it's set up so that even if you're in a different time zone, you will still have access to the toolkit, all of the information. You have access to watch the master classes at whatever time you need to. You can watch them on mobile. You can play them while you're driving. I do that. I listen to our master class replays all the time while I'm driving. So all of that's there. That should not be an excuse for you not to get started if that's what you really want to do, because we'd be more than happy to help you out. And Lawrence will not make you stay up at 2:30 a.m. to do your one-on-one personalized game plan. Okay, we're going to do that at a time that works well for you. So that should not be a reason for you not to get started. Okay, Vanessa, so come on, let's get started. Let's get your empire started, and let's build this thing. Anything else that you see in there, Al-Dub, we should address real quick?
So we'll just address some of the most common questions that we're getting in the Q&A. And then if you have more specific questions regarding the content, we'll get to that in a little bit later in one moment as well. But what are my options to pay for the Black Experts Empire program? So just to reiterate, there are 2 options that you currently have. You can either pay a one-time fee of $2,999, and that gives you access to lifetime, all of the recordings that have happened throughout this session of Black Experts Empire, in terms of all of the lectures when we go through the course curriculum, the live events, when we do the live streams from live events, you'll have access to that. And you will also get access to these recordings. So after this weekend, those who haven't paid for these recordings, they will disappear. So thankfully you guys are here tonight. So when you sign up, you'll have access to these recordings as well. But you will find that we go very, very deep, very, very action oriented in our actual course. So although this is a good primer, which you'll find as students of ours in the actual Black Experts Empire program, we go deep, we go hard, and no slackers allowed. And that's very, very important to both of us.
And hey, Lawrence, why don't we hop into the Q&A? And there's a bunch of questions.
I got it, Boyce.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
Got it.
Yeah. So, all right, cool. So I'm answering the questions from the Q&A as well. So, yeah,
Okay.
that's what we're doing right now.
Maybe we can answer them quicker. That way we can get through as many as we can. I don't know if you guys.
All right, cool.
All right, yep.
All right, cool. So someone asked, when does this program start and when does it end? So it starts this Monday. Right, so the program starts this Monday, and we continue to go on. We take little breaks throughout the year when we end a session, but usually we will get through the core piece of the content within 6 months. Right, so we have 6 months of just hardcore content in regards to going through the 5 pillars, and also going through a 6th thing. This side is talking about the business of becoming an expert, but then we also talk about the art of professional communication as well. And actually the free gift tonight is our model in regards to our quick cheat sheet. There it is right there. There's a sample of it. The Great Pro Speaker's Recipe for Powerful Presentations. This is what we use to create all of our presentations. All the good stories that Al came up with tonight. Knowing what our purpose is. Knowing who we're communicating with. All of those different types of things. We distill that down into a one-sheeter. And just for being here tonight, as a free gift to all of you guys, I will be emailing that out to everyone that's here tonight. Not the people who weren't here, only the people who were here, and that's our free gift to you tonight as well. Ali Mada asks, how do you sign up? I'll put in the link again in chat one more time.
Black Experts Empire, Black Experts with the letter S, blackexpertsempire.com.
Right. All right, cool. So when does class meet for Black Experts Empire? Like I said before, we meet at 8 p.m. Eastern Time every Monday. So that's 8 p.m. Eastern Time every Monday. You will be given a Zoom link. Also, when we go through orientation, we'll have our orientation call this Monday as well. You will be able to ask those questions, and we'll show you how to do everything that we're talking about tonight as well. How long does class usually last? We go hard. Right, we go hard on Mondays. So class in total usually lasts about 2 hours to 2.5 hours. The first part of class is lecture, right? So we are delivering a new piece of content to you, and also action steps and models and that type of stuff. The second half of class is hot seats and Q&A. So that's how we structure our class every Monday, and it usually lasts anywhere from 2 hours to 2.5 hours. What happens if I miss a class? So if you miss a class, everything is recorded, and it will be put into the Black Business School in the Black Experts Empire course. So you always have the ability to go back and review your old lectures, and you have lifetime access to that. So lifetime access, it doesn't expire. It does not expire after a year or 2 years, anything like that. You have lifetime access, and of course the investment for that is $2,999 one time, or $299 per or over the course of 12 months. Go ahead, Boyce.
Someone says they're on the website and they can't see the section with the monthly payment plan of $299. Maybe you guys can show that as a screen share or something like that.
Let me stop. You want to pull it up, L-Dub? Let me stop sharing mine.
Sure, we'll pull it up. Hold on. Let me confirm that it actually does come up. Okay. All right, perfect. All right, yep. So,
and while you pull that up, if you want to, one thing that I can mention too is, is that it right there? Is that at the bottom or?
Yep. So if you click the Enroll Now button right here, And of course, if you still need help making a decision, we have all the information right here, student testimonials about the program. So you have all the information to make an informed decision. But we are serious about this, and this is one of the best offers that we've ever put together. And if you want to be an expert, this is the place that you need to be. But to specifically answer Boyce's question and the question from the audience, click the Enroll Now button. It'll take you down to the bottom of the page. There's two options: $2,999 one-time payment or 12-month payment plan. You click that button, and it's right here. So all you have to do is enter your email address, your name, your credit card number, enroll in course, and that's all that you need to do.
Yeah, I think one thing is also true as well is, one of the benefits of us, not just as your teachers and mentors, but also just as your partners, is that, we're not just people that can teach stuff, that know things. There are lots of people out here that know things. We're not just experts. We're experts with a massive platform. And I can't overemphasize the value of that. So if you're in this program, because I'm gonna tell you, I have a lot of people that always want to use my platform. I have people that will pay me money to be on the platform. I reject a lot of those people. But I'd like to give students opportunities to blast their message off or blast their work off. And so if you have a solid business that you build out of this school and you reach out to us, you email our support team, which is always available to you, we'll help you to become successful. We can get you access to customers or whatever the case may be. So that's another massive benefit that goes beyond just the teaching. We don't just have a class, we actually have an economy. And that's something that, that's probably worth $50,000 right there, let alone all the other benefits.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Blackexperts.com, just so y'all know, blackexperts with an S.com.
Or
Black Experts Empire, blackexpertsempire.com. Head on over there, okay?
Excuse me. Someone asked about the guarantees again. So what if they're not happy with the scores? So as we mentioned in the presentation, we have two guarantees, right? One is money back guarantee, 100% money back guarantee if you cancel within the first 30 days. So no questions asked. If you cancel within the first 30 days, we will refund you, your entire purchase price. The second guarantee is a conditional guarantee. If you did your work, right, your homework assignments, you went through all the lessons, used our resources, and still feel like this program wasn't for you, and this could be, call it 5 or 6 months down the road, right? Or when we have our live event, which will probably be in June. If you feel that way and you think that this hasn't been of value to you, then we will give you your money back as well. We'll have a consultation with you first just to make sure there's nothing that we can do. But if you are truly feel and believe that this program is not for you and did not work for you, then you do have the opportunity to get your money back then as well. But we want to see that you put the work in as well, for that particular guarantee. So those are our guarantees right there. But we stand by our product 100%, and that's why we decided not to go with just one 30-day money back guarantee. We decided to go with 2. Someone asked, if I pay the monthly option, will the money be taken out taken out at the same time of every month? The answer is yes, in the sense of every 30 days for 12 months, your card would be billed $299, to take advantage of this offer tonight. What happens if I cancel my monthly billing before the 12 months is up? So we're not going to come after you, with some, credit, some credit agency or nothing like that, and no bill collectors. But what happens is you just lose access to the content, right? So it's no longer lifetime access if you did not make 12 concurrent payments of $299, right? So you just won't have access to the content after your card is finished building if you cancel.
And why don't we quickly congratulate Clark, Lamel, and Norman Todd for joining. I want to congratulate you on taking a step forward for your future. What I really respect is that there are basically a couple of types of people. There are people that talk about what they want to do, and then there are people who actually take the steps forward and move forward to make it happen. And I understand that the people that actually take action usually is about 10% of the people that talk. You know, I know even myself, I've had times where I said I wanted to do something, but I didn't really want to do it. And that's what you're really going to find. You know, when you really get in that space of the experts and the people that are actually able to, you know, live out their dream, live out their vision, you know, that's kind of rare company. I mean, you're really talking about unique people in the sense that they're not just talkers, they're not just watchers, they're actual doers. And so, you know, so I kind of came into this kind of knowing that there would be a large percentage of people that just watch and just taking it in, and that's okay. I'm not judging that, but I want to make it 100% clear that there is a difference in terms of the outcomes for the people that actually take action and those who kind of sit back and watch and wait and think about it and talk about it. But then also there's a difference in terms of how I'm going to respond to you. You know, every other day when I go speaking all over the world, every time I go, it's inevitable. Lawrence will tell you, when we're on the street, people come up and they say, "Hi, Dr. Watkins, I seen you, you know, I follow your channel and stuff like that." And they'll always tell me about something that they're doing. They'll always say, "I got this business and it's going to do this, it's going to do that." And I'm going to just tell you, I've become a little bit skeptical in the sense that I'm not real excited about what you tell me what you're going to do. It's not that I don't believe you, but my heart's been broken by a lot of gunners. I don't know if any of y'all grew up like that. Maybe you grew up with a parent that was always something, "I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that," you know, and maybe, you know, they let you down. You know, my parents didn't do that to me, but my uncle, I had an uncle like that. He was always going to do something. And then one day I realized there's a big difference between gonna and actually did it, right? And you know, or there's a you know, I learned that there's level 1 people and there's level 2 people in life. Level 1 people are the people who are gonna do it one day. Level 2 people are the people who did it today, right? So so I want to encourage you for whatever it is that matters to you. I'm not here to tell you that, but I am here to tell you if there's something that matters to you, don't stay at level 1. You know, find a way to level 2. Level 2 means don't do it one day, do it today. Like right now, you know, make that move. And also with this, there's no risk whatsoever because there's 100% money back guarantee for the first 30 days. So if you're not happy, you can get your money back. Universities don't give that, but we do because we're that confident in this. So that's all I want to say on that is, you know, you'll notice a difference. And also you'll notice a difference in terms of how I respond to you as well. You know, if you're really making a move and you've built something and it's really good and you hit us up and you're part of the program and you've invested in us, then I'll turn around and I'll make sure we invest in you. I will shout you out on my channel, send you customers, get you going, or get your name out there, whatever it is that we can do to help you. Our platform's available to those who really want to jump in it with both feet. So that's my 2 cents.
And you know, Boyce, I love you said the Goners. Some people didn't catch that because they from the wrong part of the country. You need the Goners and the Finners. I'm finna do this. Right? That's both of them. That's good stuff, man. I like that.
The Gunners and the Finners. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm finna do this.
Yeah. Life is short. You know, you got to measure yourself on what you actually did. That's really important.
All right. D'Anthony asked, with those one-on-one sessions, how many sessions are there? How many follow-ups? So now that's a great question. So with this offer, there's only one. There is one session in terms of an one consulting session in regards to getting you started and getting your game plan together. We have a lot of students, so to do multiple sessions over and over again at this particular price point is very, very difficult for us to do. So that's why we rely and move towards our group coaching and hot seats, and also our personalized videos that we send out if you submit a question via our form on the back end as well, right? So our normal rate for consulting, for 1 hour consulting, is $500 an hour. And they're bought in packages of 4. So if someone wants 4 hours of our time to go through whatever you want to go through, as deeply as you want to go through it, it's $2,000. We offer significant discounts for those who are already enrolled in the program. But that's what our one-on-one rate is. But that's why we created this program, to have group coaching and hot seats as well. So you still get your questions answered without having that one-on-one time that a lot of people ask for. We just don't have the capacity at this particular price to do. Now, if we were charging, what other masterminds charge, it would be in the range of $12,000 to $15,000 for something like this. And that does come with one-on-one coaching, but you're definitely paying that extra money to get that one-on-one coaching.
Well, there's one. I mean, there's one mastermind that we signed up for recently. I mean, you know, like education has gone out of the universities. Like the real education has left the universities, and there's a mastermind that I signed up for this year. That's $18,000 a year, right? Is that how much we're paying for that? We ain't got to say which one it is, but we're paying $18,000 a year. And I mean, I put it on everything. We're not making this up. We pay $18,000 a year to be in this mastermind because we know the difference between an expense and an investment. An investment means you put in $18,000 and you make $100,000, you make $50,000, whatever. An expense is where you put out $18,000 and you're $18,000 poor. So I don't really spend money. I'm an investor though, and it took me time to get to that level. And again, I give Lamar Tyler credit for teaching me that. I used to not understand it. I'd be like, well, why would you spend money for this? I could just go try to get something for free, this, and this. No, there's something about talking to the experts that really know the details, the X's and O's and the ins and outs versus just watching, a tutorial or something. Like that, like it's like learning basket. You can learn basketball anywhere, but a conversation with Kobe Bryant or Michael Jordan is at a whole different level in terms of what they can actually show you about how to win a championship. So that's the best analogy I can think of.
Yeah, that's a great analogy too. And Boyce, I'll tell you something else. Not only that I agree with you about not spending money. I invest my money, but I wrote an article on this years ago. I stopped saying I don't spend time no more. I invest my time too. Because I'm like, that's also an asset. I'm like, no, I know the expression is I spend time with my family, but I'm like, that's different, man. I'm like actually investing in the happiness and well-being for my family and for myself.
Yes.
And so when you get with an expert, you're also investing your time, and we're investing our time in you. Okay. And that's why it costs a lot of money as well, because we're like, man, we want to see you succeed. And when I heard D'Anthony asking about how many one-on-one sessions, basically to me, it's almost unlimited. The reason I say it's unlimited because it's group coaching. When you see the first time you get on one of our group coaching calls and you watch when we are working stuff out, going back and forth, really trying to push this person and break apart and tear apart and figure out what's going on with their particular business, you're going to be like, oh, these brothers are seriously committed to my success. They want us to succeed. And there's no time limit. So the time limit is usually on the students. Group coaching within reason, obviously, but I'm saying group coaching, we're not going to be like, oh, that's it, your 5 minutes are up. We never do that. We always say we should. Well, we never do because you know what? It's our heart, man. You start tugging on my heartstrings. I see what you're working on. I'm like, man, we got to get this thing answered and working for you. So just know this. Regardless of the sessions, we're going to make sure it's working. If you're working, we're going to be working, okay? Go ahead, Boyce.
No, that's a good point you make about the group coaching sessions. This is another little secret that we didn't even plan to talk about. But to be real with you, out of all the people that sign up, when we actually have the sessions, you'd be amazed at how small the groups will be for each session. Meaning that if you're really, one of the serious among the serious, you can get a lot of valuable free time with people like us that can show you a lot of stuff. I mean, I can, like, for example, what can I show you? Well, number one, I probably sold over 100,000 books. I never had a book deal. Nobody ever called me and said, hey, we're Simon and Schuster. We want to pay you money to sell your book. No, I learned how to sell my book on my own, and I know how to sell books on my own. I know how to reach millions of people. I've never gotten a TV deal, never gotten a radio deal. I can show you how to do that. I don't talk about that all the time. I don't have the time a lot because I'm busy working. I've done hundreds of speaking engagements. And you guys know I'm controversial. I don't get invited to certain spaces to speak. I just don't. I'm not your favorite corporation's not going to have me in as their Black History Month speaker. Your favorite university isn't usually going to have me in to speak. But I speak all over the country, and I speak dozens of times a year. And because I own the damn speaking engagement, I know how to go. Like a rapper who isn't waiting to get invited to go perform. I'm the rapper that will go and rent the whole building and market the event, and then have a big old concert, where my team is running the whole show, right? So the beauty of it is that, you're getting kind of the best of all worlds. So Lawrence ran Great Black Speakers, has been running Great Black Speakers for about over a decade now. It's one of the largest Black-owned speakers bureaus in the country. So he can see it all from the speaking management side, getting gigs, things like that. He also knows technology really well. He knows business really well. Al has been very, very good at getting speaking engagements. I mean, he's very, like, they love him. He's much easier to work with than I am, I'm sure. And they invite him back over and over. And so Al has a steady stream of income that way. I'm a little bit of the renegade. I'm the guy that knows how to get off the grid and excel in that space. You know, it is cool because every day I get up, I do what I want to do. I say what I want to say, right? Mm-hmm. And so whatever your style is, you get the best of all worlds, so that you're then there's no team out here better than this team that you have right here. I don't think that I can't think of anybody that's really teaching things.
No,
you're teaching. No, I don't think so.
Nope, there's no team, because even when they had teams, most players and these other masterminds, normally the teams are kind of in and out. They're not really a team. They're just a guest, you know, for a little bit of time. But is really one individual that you're dealing with. It's not like we got 2 people, 3 people, 4 people you can talk to. So you're guaranteed to see Lawrence and I every week. You know what I'm saying? And when Boyce can pop in, he'll pop in too. And we just love that. That's just the cherry on top. But what happens is, this is a real team. This is not guests showing up. This is a real team for you. And, you know, Boyce, you were saying something about me getting speaking engagements. The funny thing is I used to get a ton of gigs, you know what I'm saying? And now I don't even do that. I don't even chase gigs like that anymore. I'm talking to them every week. I have learned to put packages together. That is, I take a gig and turn it into a curriculum development deal, and turn it into a multi-year, multi-six-figure consulting deal, and it's all in one big package. And that's the type of stuff we want to show you how to do, because either way you enter the market, you still got to put it together. Still need multiple things. You got to do one thing. An expert empire has to have all the facets in different ways for you to market and sell your information. So we're going to be showing you all that stuff, all right? We ready to go. I'm excited. I wish today was Monday. I'm ready for class.
So this is an interesting question. Okay,
Rhythm said Boyce is dope. Absolutely.
How did you determine your worth, speaking in terms of dollars?
Oh, well, okay. For me, this is part of you got to ask and listen more than you talk and tell. And this is when you go learn your market. So one of the things that drives me nuts when somebody tells me, oh, I'm the only one talking about this, I'm the only one doing it. I say, you're probably going to be broke too. Like the chances of you being the only one talking about something is very similar. So whatever you want to talk about, somebody should be there, or there should be a competitor or somebody that's talking about something similar. And all you got to do is go start looking and seeing what the market is going to bear. So when I got ready to talk and figure out what I should charge, the first thing I did, I told you all when I got my first speaking engagement, I didn't know that she was paying other speakers $1,000. I was just excited because she offered me $1,800. So I was thrilled with that. But I didn't have that information. Now, as soon as I got a mentor, then he broke down everything for me. He said, oh, no, this is what you should be making right here. This is what you're making after you had this number of books. This is what you can make if you can actually fill the room. This is what you'll make if you're the conference draw, if you're a celebrity, or if you're just an expert, or you're a subject matter expert. So the way you start determining that worth is, it's not a guessing game. Now, I want you to feel like you're worth $1 million, but we need to know how much the market is actually going to pay you, and how much the market deems you to be worth as far as exchanging dollar amounts, not about your internal or your self-worth, okay? And so the way you begin to determine that is you ask experts and people who have done it before you and understand where you are in the market compared to where they are when they got started. And then you can start to get a feel for what you might charge and what you might ask. That's one thing you can do. And I'm gonna tell you the ultimate answer. The ultimate answer is, if they ain't gonna pay for it, I'm gonna tell you right now, I got 15 doctorate degrees, I should be getting paid $20,000 a keynote. Man, I don't know about that. It just depends. So the market will also help explain that to you as well. And if you're in class and you don't know specifically, then you ask us, tell us what your market is, and we will tell you how much a speaker or consultant or expert gets paid in your market.
Yeah, well, you know, the other funny thing, man, is you talked about a mentor and how much mentorship and conversations just add value and not just add value, but save you lots and lots and lots and lots of money from trial and error, and also save you something that's invaluable, which is years of your life. You know, like I would give anything if I could build a time machine and go back to 2006 and have a mentor that helped me where I could just pay them some money. I would have paid them $1,000 a month easy, $1,000 a month. If they could have helped me, you know, do what I do now a lot faster. Like if I could go back in time and be my own mentor when I first got started, it would be worth at least $1,000 a month to me, probably $2,000 a month, because we spent so much money doing things wrong. Lawrence knows. I mean, we spent so much money doing so many things wrong because you're in a lab, you're trial and error, and sometimes it might take you 5 years to figure out how to do something where somebody could have explained it to you in 10 minutes. Like, no, don't do that. Go that direction instead. You know, so I'm just telling you guys, you know, in my opinion, if you're short on time and you value your time, get you somebody to guide you through the process. And it's not just for this. I'm talking about even if you talk about go buy property. Like I'll tell you, one time I did a one-on-one consultation. My one-on-one, go look it up. My one-on-one consultation fee is $1,000 an hour. This brother paid, and I think we gave this brother a discount. I think it was like $700 an hour, something like that. Because I don't even like to do a lot of one-on-ones, but I did this one with this brother, and he had. And here's what he wanted me to help him solve a problem. He said, I got into this real estate deal, and I can't get out of it, and it turned out to be a disaster. And he had it saved up or an inheritance or something of about $750,000, and he had put all that money into his real estate deal, and he'd never done a real estate deal in his life. And I just said, okay, I'm gonna help you as much as I can, right? You know, like it's like you're the surgeon, and they bringing the dead body and dumping it on the operating table and saying, "Can you bring this person back to life?" I was a little stuck, but here's the thing. I said, I wish I could build a time machine and go back to before you made the deal, and you could have spent $1,000, a couple grand, 500, whatever the number was, to get somebody to walk with you through that process. You've got $750,000 on the line. You should spend a couple grand at least to protect it by getting somebody who's been in the game for a long time, who can help you watch out for the landmine so you don't make that mistake. And so a biggest mistake I've seen a lot of people make, and I've even made this. I've been tempted to do, because we're very much do-it-yourself type people. You know, I think that's a black people thing. I think we're hard workers. We like to figure out, I can figure it out. Well, I'm not going to pay this person. I'm going to go read a book. But I'm telling you, like when you get to the point where you start thinking like a boss, like an executive, you start realizing that your time is precious, and you will make an investment to protect your time. So most of the investments I make, I'm buying other people's time, and I'm buying their experience, which comes with time, right? You can't replicate 10,000 hours of work that somebody's put in. Like even Lawrence, just yesterday, we had a meeting with somebody, and their fee was hundreds of dollars an hour. And I said, I'll pay you. I just want results. And what I'm paying for is the fact that you spent 5,000, 10,000 hours doing all the trial and error that I don't want to do. I'm smart enough where I could probably learn it if I was willing to dedicate the next 5 years of my life to it, but I don't want to do that. So instead, I'm going to pay you so that I can save my time and focus on something else. So that's another thing that you're paying for. You're paying for our collective brains. I probably put 15, 20,000 hours of working what I do. Al's put 20,000, Lawrence, so you're buying access to all of that so that you can save your time and your money. So all the things that you might figure out by the year 2030, you could figure it out in the year 2020 and get right to the business of being in business.
I love it, man. That's nice. And Brenda loved it too. She said, that's why I'm signing up. She says she's 54. That's wonderful. That's great. That's another thing. In class, somebody was wondering at what age, man. We got the whole gambit. You'll be surprised. We got they all the way from the silver foxes down to the little to the millennials, teeny boppers, or whoever. Like they're all in class. They're all there. Okay, and so we're helping all of them. So that's great. Glad to hear that. Definitely glad to hear that. And what else? Okay, Lawrence, you took care of.
Right.
Yep, took care of someone else. I see.
No, so thanks Keith, Clark, Norman, Felita, Carla for signing up. Also, remember, as soon as we hang up off tonight's lecture, right, the fast action bonus disappears. So there will be no more fast action bonus. So right now you get one free VIP ticket to the All Black National Convention that will be in Brooklyn, New York, October 16th through 18th. So that's the fast action bonus. But once we end tonight, once we answer our last question tonight, that bonus will disappear. So that's something that you're interested in. It's prudent to sign up for Black Experts Empire before we leave tonight's webinar.
And also, the convention isn't just a great gathering in terms of Black folks coming together and networking with each other, but also we have training sessions there. We have training sessions on how to do everything from how to get your business going to how to invest in the stock market, things like that, how to use technology in your business, So it's not just a convention where we hit socio-political issues. It's also a business conference where you have opportunities to meet people and do business with them. So that's one of the other benefits of being at the convention. So you'll love that.
Nice. I'm excited.
Right.
Is it October? Okay.
A couple more people have asked, when is the weekly Q&A? What day of the week? So as we mentioned before, class happens every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. The first half of the class is lecture, where we're going through, our course material, our course content. Excuse me. The second half of the class will be hot seat and Q&A, and that happens every Monday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. All right. So, Kelvin, this is an interesting question. Kelvin wants to know, does your course/system apply across all businesses and industries? Seems like you're teaching about developing a speaking type of business. Please clarify. So that's interesting. That's a very interesting question, Kelvin. So we started out teaching this to speakers, but realized that this model that we're developing applies to all types of expert type of businesses. So any type of information type of business where you're selling your knowledge and information to someone else, this system works for. But on a deeper level, why I am so interested in making this system even that much better is actually twofold. So one is I think that there's an opportunity to create an awesome software for experts that are out there. So having you guys in class, interacting with you all will help us have enough data to make sure that we can create a great product that experts will love to use. But even deeper than that, we've been talking about acquiring new companies and different types of companies over time. And the model and the system that we're building out for Black Experts Empire, I'm looking to use that model when we acquire these other companies, so I can quickly identify what the problem areas are and how to go in and solve those problem areas. So yes, the answer to your question is yes. We are developing this model specifically for experts, but we think it can be applied in a broader format as well.
Absolutely. And just so you just clarify, all types of experts need this need the 5 pillars and something that's also called content marketing. For example, one time a dentist brought me in, a dentist, and I thought he only wanted me to do some training for his employees and do some coaching with him. But later on, I found out that actually what he wanted me to help him do was create his own tutorials and figure out how to create his own pamphlets and little self-help guides for people, brushing their teeth and good dental hygiene and things of that nature. So I ended up helping him develop some of the videos, figure out how to make some of the mini books. Because he said, well, why am I getting everybody else's pamphlets and things of that nature when I can have them in my own pamphlets in my dentist's office, and then I can use that and maybe even get more clients and things of that nature back. So there's an answer to you right there. We have real estate agents, a couple of, I'm thinking of 2 brothers, I'm thinking of the Giles brothers, Lawrence, who come in and they say, well, what we do is we sell real estate. That's the main thing we do. And what we want to use the Experts Empire to do is to help us understand how to create more events and materials that's going to then drive people back to using us as real estate agents. So all of these principles still apply. It just depends on exactly what your business is. But in today's competitive market, you need these things to stand out. If you're selling T-shirts, you might need to be making a few videos that are up on your website, showing people why your t-shirts are great, or showing them the story behind your t-shirt or something like that, or your slogans or whatever they are. So all of this right here does apply to just about any business, you know. And if you just, all the thing you have to do is, once you have your one-on-one personalized game plan call with Lawrence, we will begin to figure out where you're headed with things. And if you never want to get on the stage and speak, that's perfectly fine. But one way or the other, you still got to communicate with your customers and your target market. So it's not all about getting on the stage, but I mean, maybe you will have an online course, or maybe you just have some information, or do some content marketing, like there's some articles that so that you can educate, or maybe you need to learn how to write white papers so people can learn more about your products and services. So we definitely believe this applies across the board.
Lawrence?
Right.
Hey, Lawrence, what about this question? Can the course be accessed after today? What's the layout on that?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So just to clarify the offer in regards to how long this price is available. So by the time class starts on Monday, this price of $299 per month, or $2,999 one time, will no longer be there. So you would not be able to sign up for Black Experts Empire at that price. The price jumps back up to $4,999 come 8 p.m. class time on Monday. This price is no longer available for that. In regards to this particular lecture, we will be we may have a replay, right? For you all, but it won't be a replay that's available to everyone forever. Right, so we will probably cut off that replay Sunday night as well, and you won't have access to the replays anymore unless you are a part of the program, or unless you purchase the replays separately. Right now we have a discounted price of, I believe it's $49 if you guys wanted to purchase those replays, and we could talk about that on Sunday night as well.
You know, another
a lot of people. Oh, go ahead, Boyce.
Oh, sorry, I was gonna mention this real quick. You know, another interesting thing that I've observed is, you know, this is after teaching at universities for a long time and just kind of being stunned by how much the tuition has gone up over time, where people are buried in debt that they're never going to be able to repay. Even at Syracuse, where I taught for many years, I think the tuition where they actually just were in the media for a racist incident. So they're disrespecting Black people while they're charging insane amounts of money. I think the total cost to attend Syracuse is now about $71,000. Or something like that. And some universities have gotten so expensive that even when they give you free tuition, people still can't afford to go, because you got another $25,000, $30,000 that you got to pay on top of that for room and board and books and everything else. And simultaneously, people are questioning, like, okay, what am I really getting? Like, am I really learning what I want to learn? And I believe that Black folks, I think we learn different. I think that we have different objectives. We're entering into a different kind of economy. And so what I really want, everybody in here who's an expert at something, everybody who has a skill, I want to encourage you to really consider what's really happening right now. What's happening is that there is this multi-billion-dollar education market. The universities have had on lock, and they're charging insane, ridiculous amounts of money for people to get access to that education. A lot of people are biting into that market, basically. You've got experts out here, like that one guy that you told me about, Lawrence, I forgot his name, that teaches people how to become a consultant. And I think that he brought in $54 million or something last year.
Sam Ovens, yep.
Yeah, Sam Ovens. So the point that I want to make to you guys is that I think that there's something that you may want to take a look at in terms of taking the skills that you have, and not just seeking a job that applies those skills, but just learning how to get a customer, learning how to help people. Because there are customers out there who will say, rather than going and dropping 40 grand on an MBA, I'd rather give money to you to help me become a real estate agent, or for you to help me, learn how to get my finances together, or for you to help me learn how to get my business off the ground, or for you to teach me something else, some other skill that I need. So ultimately, that's one of the things I think we should all be aware of. The benefit of the Black Business School is that we're not just here to teach you. We've actually got hundreds of thousands of people that follow our different platforms. Our goal from the jump, we're a little bit like Jeff Bezos was with Amazon. Amazon, yeah, they sell their products and stuff like that, but the most valuable thing that Amazon had actually was their audience. Because once they have their audience, they said, oh, well, we're selling books, but now we can sell a lot of things, right? And so from the beginning, I told Lawrence, I said, skill acquisition is one thing. Expertise acquisition is important, but audience acquisition is actually one of the most important things out there. And that's what we've actually probably invested well over $2 million in doing over time. So by you becoming part of our clique and joining the program, one of the biggest points of access you get is not just what we know, which is a lot. You get access to what we built. So we're not just going to show you how to drive the car. We're going to give you a car to drive. So that's it. Go ahead.
That's nice.
All right. We've had a lot of people ask this question.
Okay.
Will this program be offered again? I'm not able to join now. However, I will be in a position later in the year. I'll start off with this one. The answer is we don't know, right? When it comes down to it, we have every intention to, run this program again. But the truth is, we don't know how this session is going to go, in the sense that, we may, out of this session, we may come up with a $100 million idea in terms of how to serve the expert market, where we never offer this course again, right? Because we just don't have the time to do so. That's one scenario. So we really just don't know if we're going to offer this course again, but we do know that we're going to put our heart and soul into answering every single question that you guys have, as students of the Black Experts Empire right now. So right now, we do know that we're going to deliver our best, put our best foot forward, to you all, to help, you all reach the goals of freedom, independence, living a life of purpose, making money, using your mind, your knowledge, your expertise. So that's what we know right now. So are we offering this course again later in the year? Maybe, right? But, we've, killed off courses in the past, for less, to be honest with you. Some great courses that we really loved, but we just have better opportunities or different opportunities in that particular space. So we only have a finite amount of mind energy to spend on different things. So the answer is we don't know, but I do know we're going to put our all into the course this time around.
All right.
All right. So we'll answer a couple more questions to get out of here for tonight.
Okay.
So we've answered quite a lot of questions tonight, it looks like. Let's answer maybe one or two more. Do you see any that you like, Boyce or Al, in there?
Let's answer. Let's just pick the last three. Let's just count them down, whatever they are.
You know what? Time commitment. Go ahead.
I was going to say, Jay has a question about WeBuyBlack.com. Should that model be duplicated? I'm thinking about doing this. Is it ethical to compete with Sharif Abdul-Malik? I'm going to tell you like this. I think that we, in terms of understanding what it means to do business in the new Black economy, I'm not really, I don't really encourage thinking of free enterprise and business as pure competition. I mean, sure, you're going to have a little bit of competition every now and then, but remember, a lot of so-called competition from traditional capitalism comes from a commitment to greed. You'll have Apple and Microsoft competing to see who can be number one in the industry, who can have the biggest market share, right? Well, who wins in that battle? I mean, there is no winner, there is no loser. Everybody's winning because they're both, $1 trillion companies. So who in the world decided that they should feel the need to compete with each other? How about just jumping in the industry, getting your piece of the pie and doing your absolute best? And also remember that, as Black people all doing business, I choose to believe that we're on the same team. I believe that our goal is to reclaim some of that 1.3 trillion that we're giving away to other communities, and then also go claim some of the trillions that they're spending on businesses as well. And so I think that there's a way that everybody can win. I know Sharif Abdul-Malik really well, who created We Buy Black. And I don't think Sharif sees other Black people as his competition. I think Sharif has a mission and an objective that is bigger than just, I want to be the head honcho, I want to be the only one, I want to claim everything. I think that he wants to see Black businesses succeed everywhere. And I think that he would not only allow and be okay with you doing something similar, I think he would actually encourage it. Because we all need help with the heavy, like the Black Business School. Yeah, we exist, but do we really want to be the only Black university out here? No. Do white people have one university? They have thousands, right? So no, I wouldn't feel bad about competing at all. I think Sharif would be completely fine with that.
Yeah, I think so.
All
That's
right.
called an abundance mentality, not a
Yes.
lack mentality.
Yes, and pure traditional European capitalism is based on that type of greed and scarcity, and I got to have it all, and that's just a crazy mindset, if you ask me.
You know, actually, great insight, Boyce, for one, and I agree with that, wholeheartedly. A few different people have asked the same theme of question of what if. What if I don't have an idea? What if I don't have the money? What if I don't have, what if I don't know what my strengths are? Everyone wants to know, can this program still work for a person who's still discovering, what they're good at, who their audience is, all those types of things. So what would you say to Al? Or what would you say to that, Al?
Okay, well, first of all, that's part of the whole discovery of the course is that that's one of the mistakes the experts make is that they don't know how to value what they already have. So when you tell me I'm not sure who I should talk to, I don't know what I want to sell, I don't know how I should market, but I've been working for 30 years, then that's a case of you got somebody knows how to capitalize on what you've been doing. Otherwise, you wouldn't be getting paid at all. So that's the type of thing we help people discover. So we have people from all levels. We got some people walk in the door and say, you know what? I already started my speaking business, but we still want to roll with y'all because we can take it higher. I started my consulting business, my coaching business. I already got my car wash or my real estate business or something, and they come in. Then we got people that come in all the time that say, I know I want to do something, okay, because I believe in multiple streams of income, and I know that if I've been doing all this work all this time, that I have some type of experts. I got a lot of experience. I just don't know who would pay me for it, or what out of all the things I know how to do, I don't know which one of them I should pull out and actually sell to the market. And those are some of the things that we cover very early on in the course. That is finding an area of credible expertise for you. That is all got expertise, but we're looking for an area of credible expertise where you have a lot of credibility, and marrying that with a target market. And that's part of the whole journey that we help you find. So do not think that you have to have all the answers when you get there. This is not the thing. You need, when you go down to the Small Business Administration or something and you're like, I need a business consultant. Oh, that's a different story. Now you need to know what business you want to do. Like, you kind of have to have an idea of what's going on so that they can help you. But that's not us. We're talking about an expert's empire. All right. And being able to comb through all the resources of your mind and finding something in there that's going to benefit you just as much as it's been benefiting everybody else. So if you're a little worried or saying, I'm not sure if I know exactly what to sell, what my target market is, don't worry about that. We're going to help you out with that. And remember our guarantees. It's no risk. You can come check it out, do it for 30 days, and do the homework, okay? And if you say, you know what, I thought an expert empire was for me, but you know what, maybe I need to go buy some vending machines or maybe I need to do something else, that's fine. That is perfectly fine. We'll be happy to refund your money as well. Go ahead, Boyce.
You know what? You stimulated a couple of thoughts. I think as we talk about Black Experts Empire, and the URL is blackexpertsempire.com, experts with an S. I saw somebody asked me what it is, so I want to recite that. But one thing about Black Experts Empire is that when you have teachers that really been in the game, you get to be around and hear from people that have noticed the little nuances that really take a long time for you to understand. And I remember that when I first got started just doing any of this stuff, my goal was really just to get off the plantation. That was my personal thing, was like, I got to get off the plantation. Even if I stayed on the plantation, I wanted it to be by choice and not because, not because I had to be there. And here's the deal, right? So when you talk about getting off the plantation, I remember one thing I noticed, I picked up on this, and this is something that we were able to train you on very well, is actually I noticed that you don't actually have to be an expert to benefit from expertise. Actually, what you'll notice is that you got two tiers. You got, I call this the Oprah, Tony Robbins model of success, where you got the experts themselves who spent, a decade learning some topic, right? Becoming expert chefs or experts at law or whatever. But then you get the people that aggregate the experts, that know how to get the expertise they need to do what they got to do. If you go check out Tony Robbins' book on finances, he has a whole book on how to succeed as financially, or how to run a business. Tony Robbins doesn't really contribute anything to that book. He just gathered a bunch of experts, and he knows how to put it together in a book, and he knows how to sell a book, right? So a lot of times it's an absolute myth. And maybe y'all got to add this to one of the presentations, but it's a myth that you have to be an expert at something to benefit from the expert market. Also, Oprah, I point to Oprah as an example of this as well. On Oprah's show, Oprah had experts in front of you every week, but Oprah would just sit there and be like, so how do you do that? Or can you explain that to me? Or all of us in the audience, we don't understand that. Right? So she was like the Underground Railroad that gave you access to the expert. So there's different little tricks like that, and we can show you how to implement models like this. So even if you're in this room and you don't have an expertise, let's say that you're like, well, I don't know, I can't think of anything I'm an expert at. We can make you an expert on leveraging the experts in your network, or the experts that they could join your network if you're able to figure out how to do other things like sell a book, build a platform, things like that. That's my 2 cents. I'm actually done, guys. I'm gonna let y'all finish it up. But I just had to throw that little tidbit out there. I hope you guys will go check out the program, blackexpertsempire.com, because you're gonna benefit tremendously. If you don't, we'll give you your money back. Like, that's not a big deal. But because we don't want to give you your money back, we're gonna make sure we deliver on every level. So that's why we have the money back guarantee, because we literally will ensure that your life improves as a result of being in this program. Just go give it a try. We can really show you a lot of stuff. So I'm going to have to get out of here, guys. I hope that's okay.
All right, Boyce.
Later, Boyce. Thank you very much. We're about to wrap it up anyway, so we appreciate it. We were just trying to get them a chance to get this fast action bonus. That's it.
That's right. That's right. So I want to congratulate Ali Matu. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I'm definitely going to learn your name.